go
Shaggy
live.
too
I don't know. Read it if you want to.
dope. Okay.
I'll.
Yeah, test it out and see if it's working.
That is a really long password.
What? What password?
On your Google thing. Haha, I'm seeing your password. Ha ha ha. No, I'm not.
Nah, you're not.
Let's see. Though he muffed the move, Biscuit's DJ Lethal was pretty pissed at the attempt, going on a Twitter tirade calling Shaggy a bitch-ass clout chaser. Now, though, cooler heads have prevailed thanks to an unlikely
Yeah.
mediator.
Okay, we're streaming. There's
Going on a
37
Twitter
people
tirade
listening to
calling
you.
Shaggy a bitch-ass clout chaser.
Well, okay, I guess
Now,
I'm
though,
gonna just
cooler
keep
heads
going.
have prevailed
Former
thanks to an
wrestling star,
unlikely
the
Yeah,
Iron
okay.
Sheik.
As the PRP points out, the Sheik sent out a tweet that, while mocking Shaggy's failed flying move, called for peace between his brothers. The Shaggy too dope. You are a good man, but your dropkick is fucking drizzling shits, he wrote.
Okay, beautiful.
sorry.
That's enough of that. Thank you for the introductory performance, Sam. So hey, everybody, whoever's here and didn't leave immediately. So we're going to be streaming Hive Swap Friend Sim, the final episode, end of Friendvangelion. As my friend Kate's stream didn't work out because Friend Sim managed to kill all power in Seattle, making Newgrounds look, making the Newgrounds crash of Cascade look like child's play. So this is very experimental. We just got the patch, and I've never streamed to this level of elaborateness before, so feel free to let me know if you guys can see the friend sim, if you can hear the three of us just fine. I am joined tonight by my pal Sam Keeper, who has read Homestuck and predicted Homestuck's ending back in 2012, and she is the best, and everyone should listen to her forever. And has not read any of the Friend Sim chapters except for a couple of the earliest ones.
Yeah, just the hot dog one. So
Just the hot dog one and our data.
I remember you live vlogging that to me.
Yeah. And then I'm also joined by my friend Kaji, who you mostly know as the artist who made my awesome channel icon, the rose that serves as the icon for this channel. One of my oldest friends, and an absolute bastard who has not watched any of the Friend Sims, despite my begging, my noble, selfless efforts to make him do so. So we will
please sustain me.
We'll start in a minute.
Together that was your work on that logo. That's beautiful work, by the way.
Yay! I also made the channel banner.
Nice.
And also some stuff for the website. We use that. I don't remember. I made some buttons, right? Like not. I mean, I know the buttons themselves, but then I also make like little ribbons.
All right.
Did I go live?
Are you live?
Wow.
Yeah, you guys should be live. Please.
No.
What?
I mean, like the things that I made for the website.
Oh, not yet. Oh,
Okay.
Spoilers, everyone.
Ah, shit!
It's
Fuck.
fine. Whatever. You guys will see.
Didn't hear shit.
I'm intrigued by this lock. That's excitingly ominous.
Yeah, I didn't notice that log.
Oh.
All right.
What does it mean?
Know.
I don't know how to even speculate because I literally have not read these yet.
Yes. So, like I said, Sam and Kaji have not seen basically any of the Friend Sim, so this is a new experience for them.
Starting by the end.
We could probably read it out loud. We'll see. So one thing to note is that me and Sam are dealing with quiet circumstances, so we're gonna be doing a bit of an ASMR podcast on our end. We're gonna be keeping the volume down. Kaji will be as loud as he wants, so that's how that's gonna work. And if Kate is able to get her power back on, she might join us later.
People in the chat are going like, "Oh my god, thank God someone is fucking streaming this."
The
That
friend
was so
sims, the friend sims are amazing in comparison to Homestuck. They heighten it so much, and I feel like that's only going to be more true now that they end. So we'll see what's going to happen. All right, so we crash landed onto a planet called Alternia. You staggered from the wreckage of your ship. You were desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly a bit of medical attention. But most of all, you were desperate for friendship. Is what you could say if you were written by a bunch of hacks who cared about the Aristotelian idea of narrative unity.
I love this entire franchise so much.
Possibly you could make some reference to a circle being complete in a thoughtless and imbecilic manner.
Yes.
Off to a strong start. But we're all in this together, right? And we've all learned and grown enough to know that there's something deep and dark and absurd brewing underneath the surface. This really isn't about friendship anymore, is it? You've got enough friends. Now you need answers. You need... Oh, god damn it. This was just the intro screen. The screen is frozen? Oh, no. Oh,
no, it's fine.
No, the stream is fine for you guys because you're seeing it in the...
Let me look. Oh shit! Are you fucking kidding me?
Why would the
This
stream
is
freeze
so
now?
cursed.
Why do that?
This is the end of Friendvangelion curse, everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't work for anybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's frozen. Oh, it updated? Did it skip all of that?
Well, you read it very
maybe-
nicely.
Can you like restart the game and just go to the screens like quickly without rereading it?
Yeah, I can do that. But if it's skipping a bunch of text, then I don't want to necessarily.
Yeah, I think it's not updating when. Yeah. Okay. So when the game is in focus, it's not updating the stream.
Huh. Maybe that's because I'm streaming it to Discord.
Oh.
Can you, what happens if you just are,
Yeah. What
happens
if you
if
stop
you-
streaming from Discord?
well, but then we won't be able to see it.
I mean, it depends on how quickly
how
the
much
stream
latency
updates.
there is.
Yeah. Might not be too bad.
One sec.
What if you don't full screen it for us?
I can't really control that, fortunately.
Oh,
It
shit.
just won't pick it up.
Wow. Okay.
This is a display. Hang on.
He dies.
All right.
Well,
Tell me if you guys can see the motion of it now.
Okay, I'm just looking at the stream right now.
I have.
There isn't anything
actually have
moving.
They're not
two
moving. Okay, hang on. Let me switch to a display capture for the stream, and hopefully that will work.
This game doesn't want to be seen.
It's so cursed.
Chaos.
It's so very, very cursed. We're doing our best, guys. There's been so much excitement for this. I really want to be able to stream it, so like someone is streaming it and people can watch it.
Oh God, 130 people watching this. This is disaster. Yes, please invite your friends. Bring more people here. Bring more people to
We're gonna
watch
fix
this.
this.
This is madness.
It's gonna work.
All right. let's
The
hope.
black screen is very aesthetic. This is minimalist. It's minimalist streaming. This
All right.
is finally a chance to put my art history degrees to work.
Okay,
This is high
it's
minimalism.
going. Now try moving stuff.
I am at the moment. I'm just trying to adjust the screen, and it's giving me so much trouble. Everyone gets to view the backstage operations of working open broadcasts.
I mean, yeah, OBS is kind of a fucker sometimes.
I am no Kate at streaming, but I'm gonna do my best for you, the fans, because I love you.
For what it's worth, I think there's at least less latency than there was on Twitch when we tried that out. So
That's good.
this seems a bit smoother.
Oh my god, why is it doing that? I'm going
What?
to have a fit. It's like moving the screen to the side whenever I when I open it up.
But can't you
Is that
just
happening
play
to
the game
everyone?
windowed?
Yeah, I guess I can do that.
It's probably better to do that.
Hive Swap Friend Sim is the most cursed game. You guys all get to hear me sing.
Should I continue reading about Shaggy 2 Dope while we wait, or?
Please. I think we're good. I think we're good now.
I'm still genuinely curious what their beef actually is. Like, what?
Just trying to dropkick the guy, like, for
But, like,
some reason.
Yeah, like, why did he try? Why did Shaggy 2 Dope try to dropkick Fred Durst? It's a pressing question for me right now.
Okay, so can everyone in the stream tell me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can see movement. However, you need to move the window. You need to move the window closer to the center.
I thought I did that.
Not enough.
Yeah, right now it's taking up sort of the half of the left half of the screen.
Oh, you know what
Yeah.
it might be? It might be Streamlabs. Hang on.
Well,
Are you gonna try and put the chat up too, so you can see that, or?
I was trying to do that, but at this point, I'm just trying to get this running.
That is valid.
it might be that OBS is capturing the wrong area of your screen. That happens. Oh, there you go. Aren't you a smart cookie?
Yeah, it was Streamlabs.
But
is it looking good now? Are we
you're adjusting it? Yes, you did it.
Little smaller. Looks like maybe there's a little bit cutting off at the top. Maybe.
I mean, it's
Whatever.
small enough that I don't think it matters now.
Yeah, roll
How
with
about
it.
now? Is it cutting off anywhere or anything like that?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's I'd say it's good enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch the stream crash, yeah.
Okay.
Please don't jinx it any further than things have already been jinxed.
Now, I would suggest a fucking stupid idea of you trying to stream to Discord to us just so we get like.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Oh, okay. You are.
Everyone in the stream, tell me if I
Yes!
broke it.
Hell yes. Everything.
Sorry, this is like we're
Okay.
we're trying to like hack this into working.
Hack the planet. Hack the planet.
Yeah, hack the planet.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, seems like everything's fine now. So, okay. Round 2.
All right. Round 2. So I read all this stuff. I'm not gonna do it again. It's some stuff about friendship and then things being surreal. Have you missed it? No, I did not mean to do that. Hang on.
Fool.
We'll start streaming eventually, everybody.
Can't you just?
Yeah, whatever. We started with who we started with. I literally don't know who we started with right now. Um, um, we're starting with somebody. I just kind of clicked. I was gonna give us the option, but we all lost it. Um, all right. So a couple of things before we go into this. Number one, uh, this friend sim has some severe content warnings, including for like um romantic coercion and like serious abuse and stuff like that. So like where make sure to check whether you're okay with stuff like that before we
Yeah.
get into this.
Can I ask, is that for the game as a whole or for this specific release?
So all of the friend sims have had content warnings, but
Hmm.
apparently the content warnings in this game are more somewhere. I don't
Oof.
know. I don't exactly know
It
what we're
makes
in
you like
for.
re-accept them.
Yeah. Another thing to note is that if Kate is able to get her electricity back online, she might be joining us. If you don't know Kate, she's from the Perfectly Generic podcast, and I was originally just gonna watch her stream, but she actually lost power, so we're hoping that we'll have her back before this is over. But with all of that said, I think it's time for us to go on this adventure. Finally, sorry for the
Yay!
delay. All right, so you've gotten pretty good at the old friend making game by now. But even an old hand at palling around like you, a real platonic Lothario, has bad nights sometimes. Tonight was one of those nights. It's getting close to morning and not a friend in sight. You'd met new people, sure, but none of your conversations had panned out the way you wanted them to. Every interaction had come to a close, with your friend count no higher than when you'd started, no matter how many compliments, offers to help, and other tried and true friendship strategies you'd whipped out. You won't stand for it. You're determined to finish out the night with at least one more new buddy's name in your little black friendship book. But with the sun's about to rise, you have to admit, you're cutting it a little close. As each minute ticks by, the sky gets a little lighter, and the possibility of dying an agonizing, fiery death gets higher. Maybe
Oh.
it'd be best for you to just pack it in and find somewhere to spend the day. You pick up your trusty palm husk and call up one of your many friends you already have to ask if you can crash. Hell, maybe Skya is how her name is pronounced apparently, will be up for sharing a Recuperacun again. The soothing ooze has kinda grown on you, and sleeping next to Skya always makes you feel so comfy and safe. Turns out Skya is more than down with you coming over. Time to make tracks. You turn tail and hurry in the direction of Skya's digs, but it's not long until you run into a distraction. That distraction is in the form of a house. It's a dark,
Yikes.
crooked thing hulking close to the ground. Slatted wood walls, sloping roofs, vines cling to it like dust, and cobwebs cling to forgotten things in the attic. Something about it feels off. It possesses a certain energy that sends shivers up your spine, making your hair stand on end. An instinct deep in your gut is telling you to give it a wide berth. On the
Would
other
this be the
hand,
kind of energy that would cause the power to go out in Seattle, perhaps?
it
Just
seems like
speculate.
it.
Also, just a comment that this house reminds me of the house from What Became of Edith Finch.
Huh. Interesting.
Interesting.
On the other hand, it's shelter. Skya's place is a ways off yet, while the house is right here in front of you. It could be worth seeing if whoever lives here is willing to put up with you for the day. So, guys, I've only been streaming for a couple minutes. We're just starting the first route. Approach the house or no fucking way? What are we going with?
Does this have like a poll feature?
Say no
Maybe
way.
not.
The no way is probably gonna be the dead end anyway. So Yeah, no, that's not happening. Didn't you just establish that this place gives you the heepiest of jeebies? Plus, there's always the chance that the inhabitant will cull instead of help you. You're sticking to your original plan, thank you very much. Firmly ignoring the house, you continue on your way. You make good progress for a while. Your map app says you're heading in the right direction. Except...
Oh no!
God.
Oh, what the fuck? Why are you here again? Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? Whatever, you're not gonna dwell on it. Time is running out, and you need to get away from this stupid house pronto. You'll make sure to do it right. This time you'll go.
Oh,
That's alright.
boy.
I get the feeling the choice doesn't matter.
Alright. I guess I'll go right. Okay, you split, breaking into a jog. The scenery flicks past you as you pick up the pace, urgency spurring you on. It's getting even lighter. Won't be long now. What? You check your palm husk again. You're right back where you started, even though just a moment ago the map's GPS put you at a decent distance away. This is ridiculous. There's obviously something weird going on, but the suns are creeping over the horizon. Time's up. There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house, even though everything inside you is screaming at you to stay away. Even though with every step you take, your chest tightens and your hands tremble. By the time you reach the door, you're shaking like a leaf. Adrenaline sinks through you. You could choke on it. You want to run, but you force yourself to keep moving forward. It's a slow-motion race between you and the sunrise. At this rate, the suns will make it all the way back into the sky before you can even knock. You drag yourself the rest of the way, stumbling onto the front step. The door knocker is an intricate yet grotesque thing, an undulating tongue lolling out of a set of sharp teeth all in cast iron. You grab the lumpy edge of the tongue and bang it against the door.
Jeez.
Gotta say, the fact that
What?
Oh no, I think Sam might have died. Just to make sure,
She
everyone
died.
in the stream, can you hear Sam and Kaji as well as me? Also, how's my reading going? I hope they can hear me.
I
I think
mean,
they can.
shit.
I think they can. Let's see.
Me too.
Yes, yes. Oh, fuck, what?
Just me? You can't hear Kaji?
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, they can't. It's just you.
No, someone said Sam died, so... Oh, we can hear the other two. Okay.
Oh, huh.
Hi, I'm back, I think.
Sweet. Perfect. Everyone can
The
hear you.
curse continues. I
Yeah.
don't. Did you guys even hear what I just said about?
No, you'd died.
What the fuck? I literally was saying that the fact that we don't even know which character we're playing right now is making this even creepier. But the fact that I was prevented from saying that made it even creepier than that. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is super cursed.
It's Gamzee
Okay,
censorship.
yeah, they can hear. They can hear us all.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
this has to be the clowns. I mean, look at this. It's the
I mean,
windows are all...
no, the long he like looked like a vampire.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
I can't disagree. Clowns are vampires. What coin? Time to flip the coin. All right, let's
Anyway,
keep
I'll
going.
take the vampires,
Go,
please.
go, go.
Actually,
Nothing. Fuck. Maybe you'll get lucky and the door will be open? Out of options, you reach out and turn the doorknob. You can feel the first licks of the sunlight against the back of your neck. Is it just you, or is your skin starting to blister? But today's your lucky day. The door opens. You should feel overjoyed at your life being spared. Instead, your focus is fully on how the rolling in your belly has bloomed fully into nausea. In the distance, inexplicably, is the peal of sirens, an insistent whining noise that only continues getting louder. You shouldn't have come here, but it's not like you had another choice. You might as well see what awaits you inside. But as soon as you cross the threshold, the world lurches and you pass out.
Christ.
You come to in a different room than the foyer, head ringing like someone just whacked it. When you move to sit up, there's a sound of skittering all around you, like hundreds of tiny insects are scurrying away to safety. Had they been roving the floor while you were knocked out? Gross. You prop yourself back on your hands and take a look around. Your impromptu nap has done nothing to assuage the deep sense of wrongness you have about this place. But hey, maybe you've managed to sleep through the day. Maybe the sun has set again, so you can get the hell out of here. This sense of optimism is misplaced, probably, but it's not as if you can check. There are no windows. You cast your eyes around the room. Underneath the floral, peeling wallpaper and the walls are riddled with damp and mold. And on the other side of the room, an open door. Thank fuck. You aren't locked in then. You can go look for somewhere else in this place that might have a goddamn window. Oh no, there's
Oh
clowns.
no.
Oh boy. Yup, it's the clowns. Shit.
You step
Hold
into
up,
a long, winding
hold up.
corridor.
I do have a question. Why would you be burning? Isn't this like on the Friend Sims? Is it just different stories and the player characters different people?
No, it's the same character all around. If the character dies, then it's like they're in a Doom timeline, but the MSPA reader has been remembering all of their experiences from Doom timelines over the course of the adventure.
So it's the morphic field.
It is the morphogenetic field, correct? um,
Okay.
So yeah.
Also, this is probably like this is some void shit, right? Like this is.
My understanding is that the clowns are Doom and Breath, respectively.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And Link is
Well,
a
this
life
is-
player.
Admittedly, also pretty doomy, but it just seems like there's some definite void shit going on as well.
Pretty spooky. It's pretty spooky and dark.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No worries. Is that the hot dog troll? Whatever. We have routes to run. We can't do the lore that much. You step into a long, winding corridor. It's so cramped you feel almost as though the walls are closing in. While it had been warm enough outside, in here a deep chill settles over you, sinking deep into your bones. You're half convinced you'll never be warm again. Emanating from somewhere you can't see is music, tinny and rhythmic. It's soon interrupted by a crackling noise, like someone trying to tune into the correct station on a radio. Then one of the picture frames lights up. Looks like it was actually some sort of TV screen. Oh no.
Oh, here they be.
We're here. Finally.
Oh God.
Do you guys want to read one of these two? It's up to you. I can read them.
Not good at dramatic readings.
Welcome.
I can give it a try.
Go for it.
Welcome,
We're glad that you're awake.
and that you came to visit us.
We've been really, 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 really
Bored.
in this stinky old house.
It really sucked. We could have just died.
From how boring it was. Two voices, one monotonous and so quiet you can barely hear it, the other shrill, dramatic, like its owner never learned the meaning of the words indoor voice.
I guess I should pitch up a bit here, then.
Catching what the quieter person is saying isn't made any easier by the high-pitched giggling that starts up in the background whenever they start speaking.
So hurry up and find us.
We want to play
We
a
want
game.
to play a game. Oh God.
Gee, why do
Nice
those
performance.
Gee, why do those words give you such a profound sense of deja vu?
We're so fucked.
This is terrifying. I'm gonna die. The line goes dead. At the same time, a door pops open at the other end of the corridor. You're meant to go through it, you guess. You'd rather go somewhere else. Anywhere else. Other than through that door. But there's nowhere else to go. Or is there? Approach the door or find another exit. What are we gonna do?
Let's see what the chat says.
Loving this music.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Caliborn reference, which is a Saw reference, yes. Approach the door.
We're saying approach the door. We all get it.
Your wariness.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ. Okay. And we've got some nice clowny music going on now, for real. Your wariness only intensifies once you set off down the hall because the walls start fucking bleeding. You've seen enough troll blood at this point to be able to recognize it. Multicolored streams ooze over the wallpaper and faded portraits lining the wall, collecting and congealing in sticky, viscous puddles on the floor. The narrow hallway becomes steeped in the stench of copper. You walk faster, but the streams of blood follow you, sluicing down from the ceiling as quickly as you walk. You search the door, eager to get away from the grisly sight. You throw it open, but, oh god, you hadn't considered what might be waiting for you behind it. What if these two shady characters plan to torture you? Tie you up and steal your palm husk, texting embarrassing messages to your friends while you can only look on in horror, helpless and unable to intervene. Anything but that. It's too dark to see anything. All you can do is fumble and feel with your hands. Getting out of the room again is a no-go. The door swung shut behind you as soon as you stepped inside. You shuffle forward on wobbly legs. The floor feels unstable somehow, like it's going to open up and swallow you at any moment. Would it be a good idea to call out and see if anyone's there? You manage a feeble hello. Your voice echoes. Soft laughter reverberates back in response. You catch a glimpse of something from the corner of your eye, a flash of purple. There's a sensation of your eyes on the back of your neck, watching you, but you can't discern where the other presence in the room is, if there even is one. You kind of hate this. Of all the shitty welcomes you've received, this one takes the cake. You have to get out of here. You try to gather your panicked thoughts together and formulate a plan, but before you can do anything, a series of ropes appear seemingly from nowhere, coiling tight around you and holding you down. You're finally here.
We've been waiting for you.
A light comes on. It's not the warm, burning rays of sunlight. This room is windowless too, but a spotlight, bright and harsh. It lights up a broad swath of the room, bleaching it white and sending long shadows stretching away from it. You can see your captors more clearly now. Two purple blood kids. Aside from their expressions, they look exactly the same. A manic glint sparkles in the eye of one of them, as sharp as his razor blade grin. The other looks more hesitant, almost sad.
We're Baisley.
And
Baisley?
And Barza.
You're the alien, ain't ya?
You look weird.
Your body's real weird.
We wonder what color your blood is.
Or how springy and slimy your acid tubes are.
Yeah, this is actually really scary.
Also, can I just point out, is that like a troll fucking oh god. From the movie. I should have thought this out before I actually voiced this.
You know the movie.
Babadook, troll Babadook.
Oh.
Is that troll Babadook in the background?
Yeah, that creature, like in the middle, like between their arms.
I have never
Nope.
seen Babadook, so I have no idea.
It
He
looks a
real
lot
happy to
like,
be there.
It looks a lot like troll Babadook,
Terrifying.
which is yeah.
I can't believe there's 133 people here. Jeez. I guess we all get to die together.
Yes, you're all cursed now.
We are all.
You're all-
You have
No,
7
no.
days to make a copy of this video.
Okay.
Okay. Orehouse, you read that already.
Yes.
Yes.
They squirm around like slither beats when they slice open trolls' bellies.
Oh boy.
Um,
Are yours the same?
You struggle against your bonds. You have no idea what acid tubes are, but you'd rather they stay inside your body where they belong, thanks. You thought you'd move past the days where you had to serve as a torture muppet. All you needed was a few hours shelter from the sun, and if it's safe to go outside again, you'd really like to leave. This was the wrong thing to say, apparently. The twins leer at you disapprovingly, or well, one of them looks so disappointed he might burst into tears. The other just looks pissed. No way.
We told you.
We've been so bored.
Do you know what it's like?
To be all alone.
With no one else to play with?
For wipes?
We might have each other. We've never truly alone.
That's what makes being us so great.
but it's a little difficult to play pranks on someone.
Who already knows what you're thinking and feeling.
Oh.
Wait, you thought Barzum was the quiet one and Baisley was the loud one, but it looks like you were mistaken? Or did they switch? That's interesting in Rage terms, because Rage is very much about performance and inconsistency in a way, like especially like theater performance. So the fact that these are like roles that these kids are deliberately trading off is like pretty ragey.
By the way, question. Okay, Rage is also about inconsistency and such, but isn't it also like about a belief in like a supreme truth? And like they're exactly like going against that.
Yeah, I would say that Rage is like tends to deal with like self-apparent reality, like something that's like obviously true. Like if you look at the physical world, like
Right.
Lord English, Gamzee doesn't have to believe in Lord English. Lord English is just kind of present, and you can look at him and be like, oh, he's there. So it's not really something you believe in. It's just something you know for a fact, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope I went back. Let me check. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. If you weren't faced with the prospect of having your innards janked out and played with by bloodthirsty children, you might be more puzzled by their statement. As it stands, you have more pressing problems on your mind right now, so their words more or less fly over your head. You squirm harder, even though it doesn't do any good. In fact, it just seems to make the twins sadder? You settle on smatter. Stop trying to get away.
It's always like this.
Nobody ever wants to play with us.
We hate it.
Now hold still.
Now hold still.
And they make you read the lines at the same time.
Tell you what, from now on you can count to 3 next time it comes up.
Okay.
You look at them beseechingly, trying to appear as small and helpless as possible. Maybe it's a little pathetic giving puppy dog eyes to literal children, but you lost track of your own dignity a long time ago. You're not really going to do this, right? A noise starts up. It sounds suspiciously like a chainsaw. And is it just you, or is there the scent of raw meat in the air? Where the hell is it coming from? You continue straining from your bonds, stomach clenching in fear, bile rising at the back of your throat. They're not actually going to hurt you, right? Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh. You wake up, gasping, but you aren't strapped down anymore. You're in the same room that you were in at the beginning. What happened? The room hasn't changed since you've been gone. There's still only one way out. You really, really don't want to step through the door again, but what else can you do? You step through the door. There's that radio crackling again. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, what the hell's going on? We're glad that you're awake. Their little greeting goes on just like it had before. A pre-recorded message, maybe? Your heart pounds as you step through the second door. You're hoping you'll be able to sidestep the ropes this time, but instead of getting tied up, you trip forward into a vat of what feels like glue. You were lucky enough to have turned your face away from the stickiness, so your nose is still above the surface so you can breathe. For now, anyway, but you can't move. You're finally here.
We've been waiting for you.
They're acting like it was the first time all over again. What is this fuckery? Are they messing with you? You met already, mere minutes ago. No, we would have remembered.
Well, meeting a weirdo like you.
Stop trying to trick us. Then everything goes black for a third time. What is going on? And here you are
Groundhog
again.
Day.
Yeah, this reminds me of like Fozzer, but neither Sam or Kaji have seen Fozzer, so they don't know what the scratch stuff that's going on is. So, welcome.
Welcome.
Are you for real? This time you get shoved into a box. You're pretty sure you pass out while you're in the middle of getting buried alive. You come to in the room you're beginning to think of as yours, yet again. You pass out 5 times. 10. You begin to lose count. You never pass out at the same point during the twins' shenanigans, but it inevitably happens, and you always end up right back where you started. The worst part is that while your conversation with the twins stay the same, the way they trap you changes. You get trussed upside down from the ceiling, dunked into a water tank, scrabbling to get out while your lungs begin to burn from lack of air. Every time you black out before you can die, but you've almost died dozens of times by now, and it's really beginning to stress you out. You have to be stuck in some sort of time loop. You see this sort of thing in movies all the time, and everyone knows that movies are the best points of reference for one's actual life. The hero wakes up to the strains of an old pop song playing on the radio and reminisces over their childhood journals, which sends them back in time where they have to stop a crime before it happens. Or maybe you were thinking of a different movie. Anyway, the point is that you have to find a way out of the loop. Hopefully you won't have to do anything too wild, like stab your past self and then throw your own bloodied corpse out of the window. That would be really, really blow. Unfortunately, you can't seem to find any clues indicating what you should do next. You always pass out. The twins are always excited to play with / torture you. They don't seem to be aware that any of this is happening from what you can tell. After round 20-something or other, you've had it. Enough is enough. You can't take any more giggling, any more of that hard, damp floor, and any more excruciating games. You might not be any closer to figuring out what to do, but you have to try something.
So, you said that
meta.
they are, their breath and doom?
Yeah, one of them is breath and one is doom. I don't know
Interesting.
which one is which, to be honest.
That's interesting because one of them is an extremely constrained and fate-bound sort of aspect, and the other is all about freedom and obviously most famously is crucial to escaping the plot of Homestuck. So it feels kind of fitting actually that there is a Doom and Breath player in the middle of this time loop where you're repeatedly escaping but only back to the start of the same scenario over and over again.
One of the chat users like, as MSPA reader, remember.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, they're all voting for remember.
Okay, we'll go with that. I'm trying to see if I can set up.
In fairness, a few people are voting for fuck this, but the auto filter is catching it.
Oh.
But it's only like 3 people. So the vast majority are voting for remember.
All right. Are you guys seeing the Streamlabs chat, by the way?
Yeah, I minimized the Discord window so I can look at the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just clicked over to the
If I start
YouTube.
streaming again, next time I might try and figure out how to have the chat like actually in the screen. So that would be cool.
I can tell you how to do that. Like, we can do that later.
Yeah. It's anyway. Let's remember who we are.
Yeah, people are still really going hard for remember.
Okay.
Hang on. There we go. There's one thing you've been doing wrong, making this all about escape. You've been so preoccupied with not getting sliced to pieces that everything that you've lost track of what's truly important. The word that echoes in your heart when you rise at dusk and pulses through your bloodstream during the rest of your waking hours until it's time to go to sleep. The word that's kicked off every single narrative you've started thus far. Friendship. You'll do things differently this time. You're going to bring yourself to truly care about these creepy clown children, god damn it, even if it's the last thing you do. With the way things are going, it very well could be. Their MO is oddly benign this time, a tickling machine. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult for you to talk to them through all the laughter.
What are those noises they're making?
I think they're trying to tell us something. Miraculously, the tickling stops. You wheeze, trying to catch your breath, hoping to God you haven't peed. You've managed not to wet yourself out of fear until now. It'd just be the worst if you had broken your streak due to laughing too hard. What is it about clowns and you divesting your body of voice?
God.
Yeah, Marvis's path was a lot.
Ugh.
After assuring yourself that your underwear is blessedly dry, you ask, if they kill you, won't they just be alone again? How is that beneficial for anyone? They'll be bored and you'll be dead, which you would really rather not be. Their creeping saccharine smiles transform into matching expressions of confusion. Barzum puts a finger to her chin, cocking her head to one side as if deep in thought, almost like a puppy. Under any other circumstances, you might even consider it cute. What are you talking about?
We don't want to kill you.
Maybe just cut you a little.
Well, you'll heal right back and up and again. Oh, jeez.
Don't be such a wiggler. Some of the things they've tried to inflict on you would have definitely taken more than your regular human healing functions to recover from. But wait, you think back to Remily taking a whole-ass club in her side and acting like it was no big. She'd said something about higher blood colors being able to take more of a beating, too. Are the twins assuming that's the case for everyone?
Oh no.
God, this is what happens when all the adults in a society go off-planet and leave a bunch of zoo animals to bring up their kids. Or well, trolls also solve most of their problems by killing each other. You can't discount that either, you guess. You take a closer look at the twins. There isn't any malice in either of their faces. The only emotion you can discern is idle curiosity. You decide to take that as encouragement. You explain that, no, you won't heal up from being sliced open, or from an on-fire scuttlebuggy being flung at your head, because you're a human, and humans heal differently from trolls. Well, differently from high-blood trolls at least. You even use your best babysitter voice for good measure. You feel like you're giving a stern talking to about the importance of taking care of one's toys so that they don't break. Instead, you propose, why don't you be friends? You can all play together instead of you being the subject of their torment. They'll be able to play with you for longer that way, too. I don't like what the music is doing here. I'm not a fan. They give you a strange look. Friends?
What's that?
Do people not agree to be their playmates very often? I wonder why.
Oh dear.
No.
Usually everyone runs in the other direction.
So we have to catch them.
Or trick them.
That explains a lot. You think you're beginning to understand. If they let you down, you can try and show them what you have in mind. They do. They actually free you. They turn all the lights on in the room, too, so you can finally see everything in it. It's bigger than you expected, and set up like a circus tent. A wire is suspended across the ceiling. A person-sized target board rotates at dizzying speeds against the back wall. Juggling clubs, knives, scarves, and other props are piled across the floor. You recognize a few of the mechanisms they had inflicted on you before. It's pure chaos. So what else do they do with all this stuff? They're still staring at you as if they aren't quite sure how to deal with you engaging with them voluntarily. You're feeling pretty tentative yourself.
Tess?
Hang on.
What?
1 secundo. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, yes, chaos.
What?
I don't know what's happening on your end, but on my end, the screen keeps blacking out.
Yeah, it's flickering a little. But the stream itself seems to be fine right now.
What's flickering?
The visuals, the video is it keeps every couple of seconds blacks out.
Oh, geez, that's not good.
Not apparently on the stream itself.
Yeah, the stream seems to be doing fine.
Okay. This whole interaction seems incredibly precarious. You're afraid that if you make a misstep, you'll end up back in the tickling rack again.
This isn't ours. We just found it when we got here.
But it does look a lot like what's in our hive.
We can do shows.
And stunts. Oh.
All kinds of
Such
cool
cool
stuff. Jeez. Sorry, the screen really is flickering quite a bit, and it's making it hard to read.
Oh no. Hang on.
Yeah, maybe you can restart like on the Discord thing. Just quickly. Whoop. No, yeah, it's only on Discord that it's flickering.
There.
Yay!
Fuck,
Thanks.
even when they aren't threatening you, the way they talk in chorus like that freaks you out a little. In perfect unison, they're one voice instead of two.
Well, we tried.
You shake off your fears and suggest that they show you a little something. They seem to like that idea. Excitedly, they scurry over to the target board. One twin stands against it, while the other picks up a handful of throwing knives. You're anxious. You don't exactly want them to rough up each other instead of you, but Barzum just throws the knives in a graceful arc. They surround Beisley perfectly, barely missing him. It's just like an episode of Utena. Wow, we're up to 151 people here?
You want to watch?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
You gasp, your mouth a perfect O. The twins seem pleased with themselves, laughing together like they're sharing a secret.
If you think that's impressive...
Watch this. They execute a sick flip on a pair of trapezes above a bed of swords. Make a daring escape from one of the contraptions they trapped you in. They move similarly to how they speak, perfectly in tandem with each other. With the variety of obsessions you've seen among your friends, it figures it was only a matter of time until you met someone who made a hobby of risking their lives. It's not too out there compared to cage fighting, you suppose, or collecting saucy East Alternian figures.
You could have just escaped.
From the trap we put you in earlier, you know.
Why didn't you?
You laugh nervously. You haven't exactly had much practice, and maybe it would have been easier if you had someone else to help. You look at the two of them pointedly. You didn't even realize siblings were a thing among trolls, let alone twins. Sibling?
What's that?
You know, someone you, share a lucis with? Someone you hatched with in the same clutch? Are you phrasing that right? We do share a lucis.
We share everything.
We didn't just hatch from the same clutch.
We hatched from the same egg.
We were going to be a single troll, but...
We split in two.
Just our bodies, though. Our minds are still one.
One person, two bodies. Are we gonna give it a try?
I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
We're
We're
one and the
the
same.
same.
That was
Oh.
better.
That was made.
It's hard to be a clown, okay? Being a clown is very woke, and it's a lot of hard work. Okay, maybe siblings aren't a thing on Alternia after all. Being literally the same person is quite a bit different from the human concept of twins or siblings. Somehow this leads to them telling you all about a number of exploits they had with some of the other kids in their neighborhood. One story led to another, and soon you're recounting some of your own adventures too. Yeah, someone on stream said this is like the opposite of Calliope and Caliborn, but they have different aspects. So that's really, really weird. Maybe they just think they're the same person because they've grown up around with each other so intensely, but there are actually like subtle differences between them. That would be my guess, just on the basis that they have different aspects, so they should have like something different about them.
And different facial expressions at the same time. That sort of stands out too. They really do seem to respond to events differently. So even if it is one sort of shared mind, it's clearly a mind that hasn't quite made itself up.
Yeah.
Right.
They particularly love your attempt at giving an impression of Nike, clapping and crowing as you get into a dramatic power stance and flex your flimsy muscles. You can't help but feel a little proud of yourself. You feel like the guy on Jurassic Park who walked into the Velociraptor den all, "Be chill, my dudes," and they actually listened to him. Besides, there's something great about making kids laugh, even kids who were trying to murder you less than an hour ago. The twins are in the middle of talking about a prank they'd played they found hilarious, and that you've been trying hard not to grimace in horror at when you feel it, a certain change in the air. Didn't they mention they had been stuck here? Did we?
Yes, we have.
When we try to go out the door.
Some sort of force pushes us back.
You're the first other person we've seen.
Since we got here.
You have a hunch that might have changed. Why don't you all try again? They look at you skeptically. If you want,
Well, it's not going to be any different, though.
you just tell them to trust you. You look at the front door. The twins are crowding you from either side, clinging onto your arms and edging so close it's like they're trying to burrow into you. Ready? They nod. You push against the door. It opens and you breathe in the cool evening air. Not so fast.
We've gotten this far before.
But we won't be able to go any farther.
You'll see.
You take one step, then another. As you look beyond the grounds of the house, you see things you hadn't when you first got here. Mountains in the distance, other houses. Before, all you could see was shrubbery. You pick up the pace. The house falls away behind you, disappearing into the fog. Well,
You did it.
you actually did it.
We can finally leave.
They swoop in to grab you, hugging you hard. The curving horns of their masks almost stab you in the cheek. These things are a bit of a hazard when their wearers only come up to about where your chest is. They keep talking before you can get a word in, pulling you forward and shuffling you along between them. It looks like you were right. It wasn't just enough to save yourself. You had to save them, too. You don't know how, but the key to making this little patch of universe obey the rules of reality once more was friendship all along.
Yay! What? Wait, what? Oh. Okay, go.
Hold
Go
on.
on.
Hahaha.
You should have seen your face.
You were shit your gam tubes terrified. You heave a sigh as their incessant giggling surrounds you like so many playful ghosts. Yes, you say. Very clever. They were the ones behind all this nonsense, weren't they? You started guessing somewhere towards the end. You wiggle your hands vaguely, all the time stuff. They sure scared you, all right. No.
That wasn't us. We were talking about the...
Bloody walls and your creepy sounds.
None of that was real. That was all us. That was all
Chuckle
voodoos.
voodoos.
Well,
Chuckle Blues.
Interesting.
we're the best at chuckle voodoos.
We got you so good. They both bounce beside you excitedly. You blink down at them. You have no idea what the heck chuckle voodoos are, but you can only guess that it's some sort of illusionary thing. So they didn't have anything to do with time messing up, folding in on itself?
No.
We told you.
We've been trying to get out of that stupid house.
For wipes.
Maybe even a perigee. Did you really think
That was our hive?
our place is...
So much cooler than that dump. Visit their actual hive? You have their reservations about that, but you can't find it within you to say no as they eagerly pull you along, one twin tugging your hand, the other looping an arm in yours. You look back at the house one last time. You have no clue whether the twins are lying or, if they're telling the truth, what really caused what happened here. But right now, you're content enough knowing that you'll never have to see this place ever again.
Okay.
Oh, is
That was really good. That caught me
Okay.
way off guard.
So is it done for real?
Okay, it is.
Alright. Alright.
I got confused.
I
So-
wonder. I genuinely don't know if there's different endings to this
Yeah.
one, just because it was so weird form wise. I really love how the Friendsim is destroying its own like form conventions.
Is that a new type of roleplay?
No, we're just streaming.
Oh, God.
But like, okay, it wasn't just a fuck like. It was a fake out when they first showed the ending screen, right?
It was a fake out. Like they were messing with us.
Okay, because I got confused. Like, wait, what exactly were they? Like, if it was a fake out, but you still like got out of the house and prevented them from being forced back, then what was it a fake out of?
I think it was just a fake out of
The moral?
whether like how haunted the house was.
Mm.
That it was so dark and spooky, and
The dark and spooky blood stuff was them using Shokavoodus to make
Yes,
it look spookier.
yes.
And like
Yes.
the actual time stuff was them. And we didn't approach the house last time, so we're gonna see what happens there.
Sure.
There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house, even though everything inside you is screaming at you to stay away. Even though with every step you take, your chest tightens and your hands tremble. I think...
Oh, it's the same. Yeah.
hmm.
It just skips the part where like you try to run away from the house and shit happens.
Yeah, okay. So let's just skip to the next one. Search for another exit is the one that we didn't do last time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a try.
No, there has to be something else here. Ignoring the voice's instructions, you examine the walls of the corridor instead. Soon enough, you notice something funny about one of the paintings. Its frame seems much thicker than the others, which strikes you as somehow suspicious. Feeling along its bottom edge reveals a button. You push it. There's a groaning sound, and part of the wall folds itself away, revealing a tunnel of some sort. Ha! You knew it! You're so focused on trying to make your escape that you rushed through the opening without looking. If you had been more careful, you might have noticed one very important thing. Past this doorway, there is no floor. Your feet meet thin air, sending you pitching downwards. Drat, you think, as you plunge towards the pit of knives beneath you.
Ugh.
You'd reached a follower milestone on Shitter the other day, too, and you hadn't gotten around to bequeathing it to any of your friends in case something like this happened. Your final regretful thoughts are of your account, dusty and abandoned, with no one there to continue to update it after you're gone.
R.I.P.
Well-
Tumblr.
Just fucking die.
Rest in peace.
Okay, I'm generally kind of surprised that it didn't just boot you back to the beginning.
What do you mean?
That it didn't actually loop even when you died.
Yeah.
So wait, the time thing was them, but not the space thing?
No, they weren't responsible for either the time or the
Okay.
just the spooky like.
There was the F this ending? What was that?
Yeah, it's
Approach the house.
yeah.
Approach the door?
Yup.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
Alright, so here's the last one.
So fuck this.
There's one thing you've been doing wrong, appealing to the twins to let you go. All they seem to care about is torturing you. Of course, simply asking them for your freedom isn't going to work. You'll want to do things differently this time. If you want to escape, you'll have to go on the offensive.
Oh.
You wake up again. Disembodied voices, bleeding walls, game, check, check, check. You head toward the twins' room. Stand back, you yell before they can launch into their tirade. You're a weird, scary alien with weird, scary alien superpowers, and you're not afraid to use them. You switch on your phone's torch app, waving it around. You even attempt an intimidating roar for added effect. The only superpowers you're aware of is your irresistible charm and a set of truly banging gams, but they don't need to know that. Your gambit works. They don't cower in fear exactly, but they're bamboozled enough for you to look frantically around the room as you can with your paltry little light source. There, an air vent with a loose grill. With a desperate yell, you launch yourself up towards it and crawl inside. The twins, finally aware that this is all just an elaborate ruse, start shouting after you. The twins' indignant voices start to fade as you wriggle deeper into the dusty guts of the house. You can't have very long. It's only a matter of time until the diminutive terrors climb into the vents after you. Or maybe they'll run ahead and then cut you off via one of the other rooms the vent's connected to. They must know the layout of the house better than you do. Much to your surprise, though, you re-emerge at one of the outside walls with no trouble. It's dusk, not day, for which you mutter a quick thank you to your merciful overlords. From here, it's a simple matter of picking your way down the vines until you get back to the bottom. Once your feet touch the ground, you start running. When you cast one last wild glance back over your shoulder, you catch sight of them. Your captors, who you've successfully hoodwinked. They're standing in the grand front doorway, screaming. You have no idea why they aren't coming after you, but you don't question it. pumping your legs until they're burning. It's a good thing you spent all that time jogging with Stelsa. You've gotten really good at running away from your problems. You stop
In
running.
fairness, that's a good strategy on Alternia.
It
Just
really is.
run away.
Yeah, just don't. You stop running once you can't see the house anymore. You're a little surprised that getting away turned out to be that simple, but you know better than to look a gift hoof beast in the squawk gaper. Relief floods through you in waves. You did it. You got away. You slow down to a leisurely walking pace, pulling out your phone as you go. You have a slew of texts from Skaya, who'd been wondering what happened to you after you'd never turned up. Her invitation to come over and hang out still stands, though. Oh boy, you can't wait to finally make your way over there and chill with her. You never play favorites among your pals, but you have to admit that you hold a particular fondness for Skaya. Her whole thing where she always makes sure not to cause you any bodily harm. That definitely has its charms. You keep walking.
Trolls.
You keep walking, but after a while, your stomach starts to sink. It's been half an hour, and your surroundings don't look any different. You should be closer to Skaya's neck of the woods by now. It's not until you catch sight of a weathered wall, all wound with ivy, that you realize what's going on. It's the house again. You're still stuck. I can't believe we're home stuck, guys.
Wow.
You're not
You
going
made
to
that
be
joke.
able... You're not going to be able to leave its grounds no matter how much you walk. You might have escaped the house, but whatever curse or time-space witchcraft this is isn't confined to within those walls. You're in a pocket dimension of some sort, and you don't know how to break out. So now you can either return to the twins, since they're the only company you have out here, or make these bushes your new best friends. You look dolefully out at the miles of scraggy underbush before you. You'd probably best get used to gazing at nothing but this, since it's all you're going to be seeing for a long, long time. Rip.
Well, that's dark.
Brutal.
I will say, I love the twins, and I stan them. And I
Yes,
want
same.
to adopt them.
Yeah, absolutely. Big fucking mood.
Alright.
So the theory is that
Hmm?
our old pal Doc Scratch has been manipulating these friend sims, right?
Oh, yeah. There's one girl that he's explicitly kind of grooming. Like a little
Ugh.
kid, like about Barcelona Baisley's age.
Wow,
Um,
gross.
yeah,
That's really
yeah.
gross and awful.
Yeah.
That seems to be what he does.
Yep.
Cue ball
And,
Akio. Just
Anyway, yeah, let's see this
we're in for
very fashionable
for
boy.
Link. Since the twins were so clean, whatever really intense stuff is apparently in Link's route. So
God.
if there are any minors in the stream right now, I don't leave, please. I'm sorry.
Just leave. Be gone.
Oh yeah, do you want to give out what the trigger warnings are for this one again?
I might indeed do that in a minute. I think there's a warning at the start of his route, so we'll see if that's there, and if not, then I'll look them up, because I'm hearing it's going to be bad. I'm worried. What's next on the docket? Oh, you're really feeling like going completely off the rails. So it's a good thing the first person to ping you on your palm husk is Linera. That nutty bitch, that nutty B-word, is exactly the sort of destabilizing influence your life needs right now. Hello, my friend? Because that's what we are now, friends. Cool, that's not a really weird way at all to talk to someone. You're really loving this one. You're not sure what it is, but you're positive whatever crackpot caper this loopy troll is about to rope you into is going to be a real humdinger. There's a sense of finality in the air. You can taste it. Linera does you the courtesy of listening to you say all that stuff without getting super put off by how much of a freak you are. Listen up. So I was thinking, since us becoming friends has worked out so well. I'm starting to think
speaking
maybe...
of things working out well.
What?
Hello,
You are robots.
Wow,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
fantastic audio.
Am I ruining your
Wow.
Holy
am I
shit.
ruining your show now?
Fuck.
Yes, you are actually. Kate, I love you. That's not working.
That bad?
Please keep talking. Please. This is
Everyone-
wonderful.
Thank you,
Everyone,
Mr.
Kate Mitchell.
Roboto.
Alright.
I love industrial music.
It's just not working anymore.
Jesus Christ.
Kate, please find a Starbucks.
Oh my god.
This is what Sweet Bro. This is exactly what Sweet Bro and Hello Jeff sounds like IRL.
This is just how they talk. Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We can definitely take a break. If anyone needs to go to the bathroom or anything, feel free to do that. I am
I'm gonna
going
make a sandwich.
I'm gonna see if I can coordinate with Kate about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's reconvene. Oh my god.
For anyone who doesn't
beautiful.
know, Kate was originally the person who was gonna stream this. She's very great, and she's the person who's been doing the Perfectly Generic podcast. And she's one of my absolute heroes, so I'm like delighted to get her on here. She tried to do the stream for us, and this route is so cursed that it like took out all the power in Seattle. And Kate is still suffering the consequences of the curse right now. So press F to pay respects, and we're trying to get her on here with us. Yeah, this should be uploaded straight to YouTube. YouTube records
I love that you can just say press F to pay respects and everyone just does it now. It's
wow.
This is a good meme. I like this meme.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was unbelievable. Oh.
I didn't see a warning. So one of the things that I want to do right now is find what the content warnings are for the friend sim, because this is the ones I'm scared.
Are we gonna go on break quickly here?
We
While you
already
do
are.
that and
Yeah.
okay,
feel free.
cool. Yeah. Alright. I will be back then.
Everyone who's here, by the way, is an extreme trooper. I'm so glad that you all decided to join us for this and like stuck it out through hell and high water.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back, and I found the content warnings, and we're just waiting on Sam now.
What's Kate saying?
I haven't gotten an answer from her. So I feel like she's probably not gonna join us, but I really hope she does, because she would be the best, especially now that we're going into Link. Me and Kay have been talking about Link and just being excited for him for weeks, so I would be delighted to experience him with her. with us.
So you were excited because you like. Tell me why you were excited.
Just because she and I have been talking about Link for a while now, because we've known that he was going to be kind of problematic in some way, but we didn't so it's exciting. I love characters who are going to kick up discourse or discourse of any variety. We'll get back in the story for a minute. At this point, we're only waiting for Sam. Anyone in chat have any particular questions for me that they want to ask now? Since we've got a minute, I'll take some questions. Link is Rose and Kanaya's son. It's true.
No, he's not, because if he's a bastard, he does not deserve to have them as his mom.
Oh,
Mums.
he'll be a better. We're about to start Link's route. We did all of the clown's routes. The twins do not share the same aspect. We know that they have breath and doom, so they're not the same aspect. And my class spec is Heir of Hope. Role-playing mage is how I put it usually.
Mm-hmm.
Kaji's a knight of life.
Sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Do I sound normal now?
Yes.
Very.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
glad.
thank fucking God.
You sound perfectly ordinary.
Perfectly generic, even.
Yes. Damn it! I walked into that one.
All right.
Have we done the thing yet? What's happening? I watched the whole clown route. It was really good.
Yeah. So we did the clown route, and we're about to go into Link's route. We haven't really gotten into it yet, so perfect
I
timing.
am outside.
Are you still in the dark?
I'm completely in the dark. I'm outside because it's the only place I get reception. I'm suffering. I am suffering. I am suffering for Lank, all right?
Okay.
In the dark, looking at Homestuck. It's a life.
Yeah.
So wait, can you actually like see what we're seeing?
Yes, I
on
can
this?
see. I can see the screen. So it's a
Okay,
line or a
good.
dialogue box right now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Are you in any danger of running out of power and having to track down a red generator inside a burning forest?
I'm not kidding Rosal on that hard. I have a battery pack.
Okay, so you should be good for it.
Yeah. All I ask right now is, can I read our data?
You can absolutely read our data, and Lanera if you want. All
All right,
of the
thank
girls
you.
can be yours, especially the
Excellent.
mean ones.
Actually, can I ask a question? Is this Lanera's like the oh my god. It is very late and I'm very tired and can't remember words. Quirk. Is this Lanera's typical quirk? Because the MS Paint Adventure reader seems to be responding with some confusion, and I wasn't sure if that was just because trolls are fucking weird, or if it was because
No, Lanera's a rage player and she's very yandere.
okay,
So that's
So
kind of
it's-
the deal with her.
so it's just like trolls being trolls, basically.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to get this thing started?
Yes.
We are.
All right.
Go,
Sweet.
go.
What
just to
happened now? What set the scene for me here, Taz?
Basically Lanera just called us and she's asking us to go make friends with her.
Wow, that's good. That's big development for Lanera.
Yeah, it is. It is. And people are reporting no stream issues. Okay, so before we get into this, I'm just going to read off the content warnings for this path. So according to the FriendSim Steam page, this route contains mild violence, drug and alcohol use, heavy profanity, sexually suggestive language, non-explicit sexual situations that are not visually shown on screen, sexual coercion, misogynistic language, and allusions to abusive behavior.
Wow.
Okay? So
Well-
this is intense stuff. And I'm going to officially ask any like minors in the audience to please leave.
Fuck off.
Um,
Well,
I-
there's one ending we can do first for the minors, so they don't have to leave yet.
there's one ending for Link.
Yes.
Do you know
Yes.
which one it is?
Yeah, I'll tell you what to pick.
You're absolutely our hero. Okay, minors, you can stay for a little longer.
But you're on thin fucking ice.
Yeah, you're on thin fucking ice.
All right, so let's do this.
Right,
Gina, maybe try refreshing the stream. We're not actually doing anything right now, but we're about to start. All right, so Linnea, do you want to read that off, Kate?
Yeah. I'm starting to think maybe it'd be a good idea to give making more friends another shot after all. I guess. That's what I was thinking. So there's this party I was invited to. You see, the fellow Jades in my cloister always sneak out to go to these things.
You gently suggest to Linnea that she should hurry it the fuck up.
Okay, so I'm nervous to go, and I want a friend to come with me, okay? Is that so crazy?
No, you don't think that's crazy at all. You think that sounds fantastic, actually. You don't ask for any details because who gives a shit? You show up on the block. We're not going to talk about how you got there or whatever because what a waste of time. You're just there. Linnea's met up with you too. Linnea mentioned there might be dancing, so you decided to really dress up for the occasion. Oh man, you went fucking nuts. You're wearing a cape and shit, but also like fishnets. Maybe a sexy bra if that's your thing. Whatever you happen to dredge out of some dumpster or another.
So, like, Alternia just has capes lying around in dumpsters.
Yes.
Best planet. I take back all my criticism. This planet is awesome.
Honestly, you can imagine whatever you want here, but no, it's complete bullshit, and you look like a total slut.
Holy shit.
Linnea isn't wearing anything special because we would have had to pay someone to redraw our spring.
Holy shit.
I'm trying so hard not to be too loud. It's
Oh.
if my lungs rupture, just know that I died for Friendsin. From the looks of it, you're heading over to someone's hive party. You're rolling up on some kind of joint that, from past experience, you can now surmise is an alien domicile. Domicile? I don't know words.
Domicile.
Domicile. It's pretty big, and maybe belongs to someone on the blue end of the spectrum. Back here again. Is this block just where all the jade-blooded schoolgirls love to get down and dirty? It hits you like a bucket of ice when you realize whose hive you're walking straight towards this time. This is our Dada's hive. Oh my god. We're so screwed. Oh, that's just great. Your friend Ardata. Boy, do you love Ardata. Can't wait to see her again. As you approach, you can immediately tell what kind of deal they have going on here. You can hear the tunes bumping from all the way down the block, and when you get near enough to see, there are obviously a bunch of teens passed out, drunk on the lawn.
God.
This is a full-blown frat house rager. Definitely doesn't seem like Linnea's sort of scene.
That's because it isn't. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this.
You kind of can't either. You're not even in the front door, and you can already feel the sweat pouring out of your armpits. This is gonna be so much fun. You pass all the smashed lawn teens and go up to knock on the front door. You have to rap on it a few times until the telltale sound of clicking heels faintly reaches your ears. The door opens and you discover that the gracious hostess standing on the other side is none other than your best friend, Ardata. Woohoo. Lindata is a very good ship, and I'm feeling it already. She looks surprised to see you for only a moment before her face resolves into a wicked grin.
My. Look what the Purbeast dragged in.
God.
Back for more so soon, my sweet?
You're not actually sure how much time has passed since you last ran into Ardata, but it doesn't feel like it can be described in any metric by soon. You've been physically savaged so many times since then. You're not sure what you're blocking out, though. You can tell Ardata you're really, 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 really glad to see her, because you totally are. You tell her you weren't expecting her to be hosting a party, though.
Oh, I don't know if I'd call it a party. More of a friendly kickback of sorts. Sort of exclusive, really. All the world's finest influencers are here. How exactly did you hear about my little shindig? While I certainly consider you to be one of my finest friends, I don't recall inviting you.
You gesture vaguely to Linera. She doesn't seem to know how to lie and immediately cracks under the pressure.
One of the other Jades from my cloister told me to come. His name is Lank, but I don't think he was invited either. I get the impression we kind of always come out here. Basically, we're crashing, if that's okay. Well, of course. What's an informal soiree without a few entirely uninvited interlopers?
Linera doesn't seem to know if she's being sarcastic or not, and you aren't sure if she is either, to be honest. You're like, "Are you fucking with us?" And she's like, "Ho ho ho,"
ho.
or whatever.
Of course not. I just have but one question for you, my dears.
Oh god. Ardata beckons you near. You obey her slavishly. Then she leans in close to your ear and intones, "Oh god."
Do you hereby certify under penalty of law that you are of age to view adult content within your state of legal residence? Have acknowledged the contents of this volume's accompanying mature content description? And are comfortable with the prospect of engaging with challenging or otherwise controversial fictional material?
Oh my god!
Thanks for coming, everybody. All right, so your choice here is obvious. Let's let the kids have some fun first.
Holy shit!
You're too scared.
You're too scared.
Read that. Please read it.
I'm having trouble breathing. Hang on.
Do you want me to take over, Taz?
If you can.
All right. Oh man, the sound of that is making you quake in your slutty little boots. Controversial fictional material, you say? Damn, it's almost starting to sound like a woman wrote this. Count you out. Ardata clicks her tongue. She reaches for the cup of markers she keeps on a table next to the door and pulls one out. You flinch back as she wields it like a weapon to draw a big blue X on the back of your hand. Here. Now all my fine guests will know we've a delicate little angel on our hands. Are you ready to take back over, Taz? Are you still recovering?
And then she turns to Linera.
And what about you, my sweet thing? Huh? Oh, I'm not real, so it's cool.
That took me a bit.
Very well, then.
Linera's a rage player.
Welcome to the bash. Drinks are free, but if you die of poisoning, you're contractually obligated to croak in range of one of my cameras. Toodaloo!
Kaji, how do you feel about this Nanami laugh she said?
I love her. Ardata is so good and my friend, and I love her.
This is too many Vriskas. It's too many Vriskas. There's no. It's too many.
I can't believe we have like 187 people here. You people are all insane. How did you put up with all this?
Stick around, folks. It gets better.
Ardata blows you a toxic kiss and saunters off to mingle with her enthusiastic guests. You and Lanera step past the threshold and have a look around. Lanera is visibly nervous, which is unfortunately a little bit infectious. You ask her where her friend is. She glances about a bit.
Oh, I don't know. He's... Oh, over there!
You follow her gaze into the living area of the house. It's a far cry from the sight outside. The music's not nearly so bumping as you originally thought it was. The whole shebang seems to have a pretty chill teenagers drinking Kool-Aid vibe, apart from the fact that it's definitely not Kool-Aid. Everybody's schmilling about, chatting amiably. Oh wow, we've got Skaya in the back there, and I think Elward in the rightmost. Skaya's at the leftmost. That's cool.
Yeah, and there's Demon by the oven thing.
Where's my boy Demon? Ah, he's making some hot dogs. Yeah. Live your best life, kid. You spot a few familiar faces. Demon flirting with roasting his Frank in the hearth. Elward leaned casually against the doorframe to the kitchen and talking to a cute girl. Skaya recounting some enrapturing rodeo caper to a group of gathered folks. It's a real diverse roster of friendly folks. You spot who Lanera is pointing to at the center of the parlor's arrangements of couches and armchairs, sat among a group of friends on the floor, the only other Jade blood in the room. He's even more impeccably dressed and done up than the rest of the markedly fashion-forward Jades you've met. When he catches sight of Lanera, his face lights up, and he rises to make his way over and greet you. Who's doing Lank?
Ugh.
I mean, I'm
Well,
always
you do
down to
it.
do anybody.
Sam, do you want to take Lank? I can also take Lank.
I would prefer that.
I think you'd better do it in case my stream starts cutting out again.
Okay, that's valid. Alright, I'll do Lank, I guess. Oh, Lanera, you've made it after all. I was starting to think you weren't going to come.
Haha, well... Surprise! I didn't. Not come, I mean.
I love her.
I did come. Hi. I'm here. Lol.
Someone please help her. You cringe, but Lank seems otherwise unaffected by Lanera's astonishingly embarrassing display. He turns to you with a warm smile. And who's this? You can't help but get a little flustered when your eyes meet. His makeup and stylings might lean to the severe and feminine, but he has a contrastively calming and masculine voice that puts you at ease straight away. He seems to have quite the opposite effect on Lanera. Before you can answer yourself, she starts blabbering a mile a minute.
Oh, this is my friend. I invited them. They're an alien, and I guess they almost murdered them because I was jealous of their friendship with Bronya, lol, but I didn't, and now we're friends now, and I'm starting to work past my self-destructive obsession with her, and they agreed to come with me because I'm socially anxious and afraid of you, lol.
Ah, that's awfully nice of them.
Hold on, sorry. I know that was a lot at once. Let me reorganize that statement into a clearer, digestible list of bullet points.
Wow, she's me. You've absolutely no need to do that, Lanera. I've understood your points just fine.
Oh, okay.
Lank looks back at you. Thank you for helping Lanera feel more comfortable here. Why don't you come and sit with us? Lank turns and gestures to the other trolls he was speaking with before, a teal-blooded boy and an indigo-blooded girl, neither of whom you recognize. They both have notebooks in their laps. They give you friendly waves.
Okay. Sounds great. What are we doing?
We were just in the middle of a poetry reading. I don't know if you've prepared anything of your own to share, but you might find it relaxing to just listen.
Poetry?
Lanera's face has gone bright green. Oh boy.
Why would you think I've written any poetry?
I love her.
I don't really. It was merely a suggestion. Have you? Have you?
Well, maybe. Wait. No!
You put a comforting hand on Lanera's shoulder, intuiting immediately that she has indeed written plenty of poetry but is embarrassed by the prospect of sharing any of it. You remind her she's among trusted friends here and has nothing to fear.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well then, please come and join us. Lank leads you back to his group, inviting you to sit down with them in a circle. Lanera goes to deliberate lengths to insert you between herself and Lank so that you're the one sitting next to him. Why don't we pick back up where we left off? I was just about to read my latest piece. You say that sounds great. Lank's two friends close their eyes and take each other's hands. You and Lanera are both plenty surprised when Lank and the indigo blood sitting next to Lanera try to take yours to close the circle. At your obviously shocked expression, Lank explains. We find physical contact helps us feel closer on a spiritual level during our poetry sessions. But if you aren't comfortable with it, you're under no obligation.
Okay, fine.
You feel really respected right now, so you and Lanera condescend to join the circle. She even takes the initiative to hold your hand first.
Maximum women respect her.
Lank reaches out and takes your fingers gently in his. You don't know what it is, but you can't help yourself from blushing shyly.
Oh my god.
His hand is soft and warm in yours, short red nails immaculately manicured. Then let me begin. This is a short poem I've written in free verse, based on something haunting me as of late. Reflecting back on one of my most complicated and passionate past relationships. Forgive me, this might be a bit raw. It is, as of yet, untitled. Kate, do you want to read this? I have a feeling you know.
Fucking absolutely.
I have a feeling you know what to do here more than I do. Lank draws a deep breath and closes his eyes. His notebook is open in his lap. You can see the poem written there in an elegant hand, but he doesn't need to look at it to recite the words.
What is the meaning of a memory? A question I oft ponder, intangible and untraceable by anything but the mind, yet so potent as to leave one sick, as if poisoned or wounded in a literal sense. And what meaning is there in regret and longing? Can my lamentations change the past? Will they move the future? Shall they amount to much more than what unmoors my here and now? If I restrict my world to that but which is before my eyes, to those whom I may touch, to that which I might alter, to one would no doubt conclude the thoughts of you are last among what I would consider to matter. And still you haunt me yet, like a scar, like a disease uneager to abate. Who are you? And who am I after so long without you? I know. I don't know. I won't know. What do I know but what I know? And what can it even mean to know? No, no, no. Og, though it so vexes me, though I so little I valued it when it was before me, a thing and a you I could touch and see and know and hate and wonder, revile / worship.
Are these Utena song duel lyrics?
Now it and you are a traceless ghost, and I preoccupy myself with nothing but futile tasks of redefinition and reinterpretation and circuitous dwellings on that which I understand even less now. And in the times when my wanderings might have been so easily answered with a question or a bite or a kiss or even a single word spoken honestly. Pressed though I am to give color to our bond, I look not to onyx nor ash, but that which pulses within our very veins, that so blinding jade, hard as the stone for which it is so named. Twisted and pulled, hammered and forged, shaped unnaturally as if a chain. A structure within scriptures, a certain so meaningful tincture. Resent you though I must, envy you though I may. Now leagues and leagues stretch between us, and I make peace with naught but what I say. You are only that which is within me, my blood and my mind, and that is at once nothing and the most elementary definition of everything.
You realize you were holding your breath when Lank finally finishes. The circle falls into meaningful silence, taut as a wire. The tension breaks when his eyes flutter open, tears spilling over his long lashes. You squeeze Lank's hand gently. He weeps silently and beautifully. Such powerful art. He musters a wan smile as he gazes across the circle at Linera. Linera, would you like to read next? Linera looks stunned. There's moisture gathering in the corner of her eyes. Of course, anyone would be moved by something so emotional and raw.
I guess I have a poem I could read.
Linera takes out her planner and opens it, breaking the circle of held hands. She can't recite it from memory like Lank. When she speaks, her voice is small and timid.
This one's called Still. I'm still. I sit still. I do what I'm told. Still. I wonder about the way that I am and I think, still? I see her every day and I still miss her. She hugs me and I still feel cold. I'm surrounded by people and I'm still alone. I'm still me. I still love her. And I still hate that.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. Wow.
That was so much better, actually.
Yeah.
Better than Lank's?
Yes.
Yes.
I am
Langs was
mild.
horrible. Langs was horrible on purpose.
Yeah. Wow. You're really proud of Linera for opening up like this. She's crying too now. You reach out to take her hand back in yours. The indigo blood beats beside her, comfortingly strokes her shoulder.
Sorry. It's not really good and long like yours, Lank.
Being long is not the same as being
No.
good. Guys, everything
Please. Learn to be concise.
I
Not-
try to.
I'm not really a poet or anything. I just wrote down how I feel.
Linera, it's fine. I thought it was beautiful. Poetry is about expressing yourself. It's not important that it be any set length or sound any certain way. All that matters is that you've spoken your blood pusher. And I think you've accomplished that remarkably. We're all very proud of you. You find yourself drawn into a group hug by Lank and the other trolls. Linera is sobbing openly now, and her raw emotion seems to have inspired similar pathos in the others. Before you know it, you feel yourself tearing up too.
Aw.
It feels good to get it all out, but before long it's becoming clear Linera is kind of reaching her limit. She pulls back and sniffles out something about wanting to go home. Of course, Linera, if that's what you need. I'll talk to you back at the cloister.
Yeah.
Okay.
See
That's
to
what
it that she gets back safe, will you? You tell Lank that of course you will, and take Linera carefully by the hand to lead her out of the party. She squeezes your finger back to let you know she appreciates you. You walk back from the party in a comfortable silence for a while. I'm sorry, I just remembered our Dada asking us if we consented.
God.
Okay, go.
When you glance over at her face, it occurs to you that you've never seen Linera this happy. Of course, this is literally the second time you've ever seen her, so you guess you don't actually have much frame of reference for what her normal emotional state actually is. You really want to encourage her on this path of recovery she's going down at all, so you ask her about, her and Lank.
What?
You know, her and Link.
What? We're just friends. I mean, it's not like I have a crush on him or anything. I know I've had romantic feelings for a girl before, so it'd be really problematic if I liked a boy now.
Wait. Hold up.
That doesn't. I'm not sure that's it, Chief. Oh, you say. You're sorry. You didn't know.
It's okay, just don't let it happen again.
Okay. Linnea gives a warm smile and reaches out to pull you into a hug.
Thank you for helping me. I was really nervous, and I think if it hadn't been for your help, I wouldn't have been able to come at all. But I did, so thanks. It wasn't perfect, but I think I really opened up tonight. I'll see Link again. And you, I hope. And in the future, things will be easier. Right?
You're certain they will. You put a comforting arm around her shoulders and walk her the rest of the way home. You feel like this night really taught you an important lesson. Not everything is about collecting the largest quantity of friends as is humanly possible. Sometimes strengthening your bond with someone you already know can be just as rewarding. So screw you, you say, to the concept of good endings and bad endings and narrative railroading. This route makes you feel heckin' valid, and that's fine by you.
Valid.
Valid!
You are valid.
You are valid.
That was pretty... Do you want to understand?
What?
I think so.
Do we want to...
I have absolutely no idea.
I
I'm
like to understand
ambivalent
things.
about wanting to understand.
I like to understand things in general, yeah.
Okay, before we do that, can we check in on chat for a second? Because I saw some people saying that this route felt really mean-spirited.
Like, no, when she said like problematic, like it was just a writer poking fun of when a person like, oh, this character likes girls, but then she got on with a boy, and that's like,
Yeah,
my
like-
representation queen.
Yeah, like speaking as a lesbian, if you got upset about that, you need to reevaluate your fucking priorities because bi erasure in fandom spaces is extremely real.
It's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like to be mean to fans about it or anything, but like I have noticed several times that I've seen like people saying like Dave doesn't like girls or Jake doesn't like girls or calling them gay, and honestly that just strikes me as really weird because they like girls like in the story, and like you
Yeah.
don't really need to like erase that to like have their relationships be important the way that they are.
Yeah, like with Jake, like it's extremely in your face. Like it's
But
really obvious.
okay, so people are saying that I should
Um,
say no because saying yes is just the end of the
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Well, then we don't want to understand. Fuck understanding.
Yeah, fuck knowledge.
Understanding's bad, actually. It's better to not know things.
Prince of mind. Prince of mind.
You know that's what Task makes his series for. It's for not understanding.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's slam that fucking no button, dude.
all right.
Oh shit.
And
Before we power through apparently Lank's problematic route.
Yeah, this is a valid
Um,
end, a bad end, and a problematic end.
Oh boy. Yeah, before we power through that, I am actually curious what y'all's takes are on like okay, so within the context of like fandom discourse, what she says makes sense. But how do you read it in the context of Alternian society? Because like it's a whole thing that they don't have distinct conceptualizations of straight or gay.
yeah, that was
I'm not-
like honestly, the fandom discourse angle didn't even occur to me.
Really?
Like if it didn't for a second, because what occurred to me is, does this mean that like there's a social pressure on Alternia to only like one type of relationship, or at least in Jade's circles. Like, I don't know what
Maybe.
that means exactly, but it's interesting world building. Especially
But I
since,
will also say that that certainly Karkat at 13 doesn't know what the word gay is. It's entirely possible that he's just an idiot, because that's the only time it's ever really brought up in Homestuck proper. And
That's true.
my counter argument for concepts of at least lesbianism and lesbian culture existing on Alternia is L Word's entire route.
yeah, like her name's literally L Word.
L Word gay girl.
Oh my god.
So what you're suggesting is that maybe you might understand Alternia better if you actually played the Friend Sims instead of just diving in with episode 18, because Taz pulled you randomly into
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. It's about to get even more fun, my friend.
Oh god.
Oh, also, like, the babies need to leave now.
Yeah, babies leave.
I
Yeah,
am so
please
scared that
leave,
this
babies.
is this gonna turn out to be just like a fucking toga situation? Is that what's about to happen to us?
Let's engage. Let's engage with this
Yeah.
controversial fictional content, shall we?
Oh,
let's
God.
grow as people by doing this.
Also, Shat is freaking out at me, and I don't know what you guys are talking about. We did not see a path with Doc Scratch in it. That is illegal and fake and a lie.
Let's just don't talk about things.
Yeah.
Don't talk about things yet.
Yeah, it's not time to talk about things yet. It's time to go into Lank. So,
Yeah.
babies, please go.
Or wait,
Please.
should we do that? Should we do that other ending first and then do the one where the babies have to leave? Okay,
which other ending?
Let's be fucking real. Nobody's actually leaving, but don't talk to me about it. Thanks.
Yeah.
We are actually, there's even more people are joining by the minute.
Yeah.
Just don't. Okay, look. If you play this route, don't talk. And you're a kid. Don't talk to me about it. All right. Talk to other kids, please.
Yeah. Exactly my mood, frankly.
All right. Let's get the fuck in here.
Are we doing this? Are we making it
Yeah,
happen?
we're going to this fucking party.
All right.
Yeah.
So, would you like to read out Ardata's text one more time? Make sure
You
everyone's
just
informed.
you just want to hear it again.
I do.
All right. I'm gonna get even sluttier this time. You hereby. You hereby certify under penalty of law that you're of age to view adult content within your state of legal residence. Have acknowledged the contents of this volume's accompanying mature content description and are comfortable with the prospect of engaging with challenging or otherwise controversial fictional material.
You naughty little slut.
You naughty little slut. You fucking pathetic little worm.
All right. I'm terrified. Let's get into this. You bet, Chief. Tell her to let you in. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha. Wait, you went back. You scrolled back. You went back.
I thought I just asked this again.
No, that's good to hear. Why don't you come right in then, my dear? I don't want to see you making any little posts online about how my party was too fucking problematic for you.
Ardata steps back and welcomes you again into her abode with a grandiose gesture. You're very, very excited for Ardata's party and know definitively that you will enjoy absolutely every second of what she has in store for you. Once you've stepped in past the threshold, Ardata blows you a toxic kiss and saunters off to mingle with her enthusiastic guests.
Oh, this is a much bigger party.
I'm scared. The first thing that hits you once you're in the door is the music. It's a solid wall of bass that reverberates through your body and down to your bones. The intense dance track is blasting so loud you can hardly hear yourself think. It has to be this loud to drown out all the shouting coming from the living room. As you apprehensively advance, it becomes quickly clear that Linera is completely out of her element here. She's a bundle of nerds beside you, practically glued to your hip. when you actually step into the living room, she physically attaches herself to your arm.
Wow, this is more than I was expecting.
You two. It's a scene of absolute chaos. The living room of the house is filled to the brim with rowdy teens dancing rhythmlessly to the pounding music. The furniture has all been knocked over or otherwise destroyed, and you can make a pretty good guess of what's filling all the red cups you see in everyone's hands.
Blood.
You're about to tell... yeah. Blood.
Let's go.
You're about to tell Lanera you wouldn't blame her if she wants to dip, but you can't get the words out before you're being flagged down by a jade-blooded boy who's just muscled his way out of the throng of partygoers with a few of his friends in tow. Lanera, you made it.
Oh no.
It's Chad Link.
Oh, God. Lanera all but flings herself away from your body and freezes like a scared animal as the troll approaches. For all the commotion and ruckus, he's still remarkably well put together. The vigorous dance huddle doesn't seem to have disturbed his sharp makeup or his impeccably coiffed hair. There is a curious red stain down the front of his white shirt, though.
See?
He has a slutty-looking indigo-blooded girl on his right arm and an even sluttier-looking teal-blooded boy on his left. Though he shakes them off and waves them away by the time he reaches
Jeez.
and Lanera at the entryway to the room.
Hi, Link. Yeah, I'm here.
You watch with amusement as Lanera practically bursts into flame under his gaze, and it only gets worse when he sidles up to give her a startlingly intimate embrace. She squeaks and tries to hug him back, but is too timid to actually touch him with her hands. You can see sweat pouring down her face. After a solid 5 seconds that seems to include Link smelling Lanera's hair, he pulls back to smile down at Lanera with a heavy gaze. Lanera's face is bright green, and her eyes are bugging out of her skull from how flustered she is. But she's not into it, you don't think? It's hard to tell, but you kind of get the impression he'd be dead by now if she weren't. Either way, it's awkward. Lucky for Lanera, Link either doesn't notice or doesn't care. He settles into a comfortable, for him, posture, with his arm casually around Lanera's waist and turns to you. Oh, who's this?
This is my
Friend?
Yeah.
Link quirks an eyebrow. You have friends? Ah.
Hi, Toga.
Nasty.
Yeah. This is feeling very Utena boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. God
Oh.
damn it.
It's like a mix of Toga and Sayonji.
Yup.
The question seems to leave Lanera speechless, so Link takes the opportunity to look back at you. His eyes rake up and down your body in a way that leaves you feeling distinctly objectified. Oh, aren't you interesting? Is there a reason you look like that? Look at his face.
Oh, yes.
Link is so bad. Oh my god.
I don't like this boy. This boy is rotten.
His face. I can't look anywhere else.
What's so bad? Boy spoiled.
What a question.
What a question.
Go for it. Go for
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just saying that in remarkable, in fucking unison.
it. What a question. He doesn't explain what that is specifically referring to, but given both your alien status and your state of dress, it could mean any number of things. You might take it as an insult if not for the way he licks his lips after he says it. He can't seem to pry his eyes off of you. You look at Lanera for a cue, but she's too out of it to give you any sort of intelligible sign. So you just explain how you crash landed on this alien planet an indeterminate amount of time ago, and you don't really know anything, know what you're doing, or much of anything about anything. The fact of your appearance could be due either to this, or that you're generally a disaster, or of a being irrespective of your planetary origin. How fascinating. I've never met an alien before. Well, you have. Lots of times. In fact, literally everyone and everything here is alien to you. You find your word diarrhea becoming more and more awkward and embarrassing as Link's eyes start burning a hole in the center of your chest. Haha, there's no need to be so shy. I don't bite until asked.
Holy Moses.
Jeez.
Wow. So this is happening. Wow. Not too late for you kitties to leave. Please.
It's gonna get it's already pretty uncomfortable.
This is for me. Do it for me, please. Okay? Just find it somewhere else. Wow. Link disconnects himself from Linnea as he rounds on you. It's like he's lost any interest in her existence now that you're in front of him. Linnea looks at you with a completely pathetic expression that readily informs you as to what your response needs to be. You'll be damned if you aren't going to be the best wingman possible, so you deftly ignore Link's blatant pass and turn the conversation back to Linnea. You ask Link how long he and Linnea have known each other. Link raises his eyebrows at the question. Well, I suppose since she was chosen for the cloister? Some number of sweeps ago. I don't remember really. His face.
It was 2.43 sweeps.
Oh, right. Then that many, I guess. Huh, that's a pretty long time, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive that you managed to go a solid 2.4 of them without saying a single word to me that wasn't circulated to me secondhand from your snide gossiping behind my back.
Oof.
Wow. Talk about whiplash. Linnea's eyes get big like saucers.
What? 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 What are you? I don't know what you're talking about.
The tone of the conversation has totally morphed from fire to ice in an instant, though neither Link's expression nor demeanor have changed much. He slips in the knives with all the calm composure of a casual statement. What, are you going to pretend you didn't spend the better part of 2.5 sweeps complaining about how much I disgusted you? Come now. You do know that everyone is aware you're a nasty little B-word, right, Linnea? I'm not going there.
Aw. I
mean, don't take it the wrong way. I really don't mind. I'm hardly in a position to criticize. I was just curious what caused the sudden change of heart after so long decrying my vain and slatternly lifestyle. What does slatternly mean?
like slutty, like promiscuous.
Ah, have the impending ordeals finally made the little clock start to tick down and that...
Do you want me to take over Lank from here, dude?
Wow.
No, I
Wait.
can't.
All right, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it,
He's
man.
talking. He's talking about that.
In that dry, dusty nuke of yours. Did you figure out I was the only one who might be loose enough to be willing to clean out the cobwebs before you got shipped off to Space Church and never have the chance again?
Ugh.
Just wondering. Oh my god.
Gee.
There's a long, excruciating moment where Linnea says nothing. She just stares up at Lank beside her with a completely shell-shocked expression. But before you can try to pipe up in Linnea's defense, she bursts into tears. Oh no. When Linnea suddenly turns and makes a mad dash to run out the door and away from the party, you're torn between running after her and giving this jerk a real piece of your mind. Your mind's made up when you look back at Link just in time to catch him rolling his eyes. Hey, you say, that was kind of rude, don't you think? Link snorts. Me? Rude? Ha 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 ha. Are you perhaps attempting to fuck with me?
Wench, ha! My reason is thou mad. My pussy F, well, that no, does not.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. Clearly you haven't spent much time around this bitter pill if you think that was anything short of precisely what she deserves. You concede that you maybe don't have a full enough grasp on the Jade Blood Cloister social dynamics to make a definitive judgment on whether or not Lynera deserved to have been so ruinously owned. But she's your friend, and what good are you if you don't stick up for the people you care about? I have no idea what even got her so upset. Like I said, it's not like I really care what she says about me, but you don't get to spend as much time as she does being such a venomous little snake and act surprised when someone calls you out on it. Then why did you invite her, you ask? It seems needlessly cruel of Link to lead her on under false pretenses if he never intended to be her friend at all. I promise you I had no such designs. The only reason I even invited her to this thing is that my ex is being a real blood-sucking bitch. And no one else wanted to go.
Wow.
I was willing to give her an honest shot, but I've no time for a vicious, slandering nag who can't even admit what she is. I thought it might be interesting to see what that crusty little shrew might be like if you could manage to wrest her bulge free of whatever excruciating knot she's got it tied into, but I guess now we'll never know. Well, this is clearly a conversation you're going to have to Switzerland out of pretty soon.
Thanks for
What?
the troll junk cannon being confirmed. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Amazing. Oh, so you really went there.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. That is a... Wow.
We'll probably have some words about Uwu's soft boy to
Mhm.
compare to this once we're done here. You try to explain the historical significance of Switzerland's political neutrality on your home planet.
Great game.
So wait, you just literally were like, wow, I need Switzerland out of this conversation.
MSPA reader is not very smooth.
He's not. Lank's eyes glaze over like he's listening to you recite a sports almanac of cricket stats. That's nice. Anyway, since I seem to have scared away my date, why don't you stay a while so you and I can get to know each other a little better? You seem much more interesting than she is anyway. Oh god.
Ugh, he's close.
When did Lank get up so close to you? Your heart beats a little faster when he smiles at you like that, so poisonous and shamelessly laced with intent. Lynera is definitely not the only one coming off like a snake here. I've less time to waste than most, my dear. Never seen the value in beating around the bush. Well, maybe it'd be socially prudent for you to go after Lynera and make sure she's okay. But it's also not her volume of the friend sim, so instead of doing that, you're going to stick around and see what this spectacularly briary prima donna is all about.
One of the core lessons of Homestuck is don't just go along with narratives. It's bad.
Yeah.
You had your fucking chance to bail out of this shit show, but all that's left to do now is barrel downhill as meteorically as you can manage. Fantastic. Care to dance? Why the fuck not? Lank laughs pleasantly and reaches out to take you by the hand. The contact gives you a nice little thrill despite yourself. He's got nice hands, soft and warm and well taken care of, and you know it's going to be one hell of a ride wherever he's taking you. Come with me. You do. He doesn't lead you straight to the dance floor, though. He takes you around the throng of dancing partygoers over to the kitchen of the house first. You weren't expecting to find a familiar face waiting for you there. Yeah. You
Fancy
got
meeting
this.
you here.
You don't find it that surprising, honestly. You two know each other.
You could say that.
That's just great. Do you give discounts to friends?
I sure fucking don't. You know the price, pretty boy. Pay up.
You're a little confused. What is being purchased here exactly? Elward gives you a funny look.
You drone?
What? Hush. You do as you're told and watch as Link and Elward carry out their shady transaction. Link hands over the credits and receives an opaque little baggie of something in return. Oh my god. Oh well, you guess you don't really need to see what's in the thing to figure out what it is at this point. There's no kids watching this, right? Don't do drugs if you're there.
Elward's a drug
Please don't
dealer,
do drugs.
baby! Elward's a fucking drug dealer. That owns. Alright.
As soon as the deal is done, Link has his hand at the small of your back and is deftly guiding you away from the scene of the crime. Is buying drugs a crime here? You aren't really well versed about the laws of Alternia, but it honestly doesn't really seem like anyone would give much of a shit about anybody doing drugs out here. You guess the clandestine transactions are just for the aesthetic. Lank's got you back in the shady corner of the party and is pressing one of the tablets he bought into your hand with a sly grin. He expects you to join in. You're like, hold on a minute. Your experiences with alien drugs haven't really been that great, honestly, and you're not sure you're that excited for a repeat performance. Lank's immediate response is to sneer. Oh, I see. You're one of those people.
Oh, that face.
Straight edge.
One of what people? You know, a bit boring, maybe? There are many words that could be used to describe you, but you don't think boring is a remote contender. You're always doing all kinds of incredibly stupid shit and getting into uncountable, wacky, and life-threatening situations. Is it really that fucking much to ask for there to be one time you don't rush headfirst into doing something you know is going to fuck you up and be totally awful? Lank's lips pressed into a thin, annoyed line. These things aren't cheap, you know. I bought them for you. Well, you didn't ask him to do that, did you? Oh, come on. You're really going to be like this? Yeah, you totally are. Link sighs dramatically. Fine. Link casts around for the nearest victim and grabs his attention with a hand around his wrist. To your dismay, it's your sweet and innocent hot dog chum, Demon. Alas, there's nothing you can do to stop him from falling prey to Link's wicked designs. Here, have these. Oh yeah, great. Thanks. I love to put drugs on my wiener.
Oh, shit.
I love you, Demon.
Dude, I feel like we should be showing the panel from Devilman of it's laced with drugs.
Yes. It's Demon holding a hot dog.
What a tragedy. But before you know it, Link has a hold of you again and is dragging you off. Let's just dance. You're not too much of a square to do that, are you? Of course not. Dancing is basically the one thing you actually plan to come here and do, so that's just great. You go along with Link enthusiastically when he pulls you over to the writhing mass of bodies, bumping and grinding on the dance floor. You get... Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He's bumping.
It is Toga.
Oh, you get down to it. You soon discover that Link has a very interesting dancing style. And by interesting, you mean it primarily consists of directly grinding his body against yours in an incredibly shameless way. But pressed in as you are from all sides by sweaty and inebriated bodies, there's not exactly much room for troll jikas to begin with. Link is up on you, so close, it's hard not to sweat. He has his hands at your hips and your face fixed with sharp eyes. His heavy stare is nearly hypnotic, so blatant and undisguised in his expression. It's clear what he wants, and maybe that's more than you're prepared to give, but when he looks at you like that, it's impossible to look away. You just go with it. Why not? It feels good, and it's not like anyone else is watching. You're surrounded by trolls, boxed in and pouring sweat, and yet it feels like you're the only two people here. Lang draws in, teeth by your ear, and this close you can hear him easily even over the overwhelming pound of the bass. You have the palest skin I've ever seen. Yeah, you tell him you're literally FFFFF white, which is like blank. That makes you super racially inoffensive, FYI. You let Link know he can see you any way he wants, which is even more woke than making a decision.
Me
Drag
counting on
yourself.
Andrew a bit here.
Amazing.
God. Listen, not to scare a gigantic horrible shitpot, but the Caucasian joke.
How are we still getting viewers? We're at 218.
Let's go, people, because this is the event of the year, baby.
Oh my god.
You let Link know he can see. Okay. Thin as paper. I can see all the way inside of you. All your veins and your red blood. You smell like candy. I wonder how you'd taste. Wow, haha, you say. That's like some shit a vampire would say. Presuming I'm a rainbow drinker would be an awfully reductive and literal reading of my character.
I cannot believe this shit.
Oh my god. Come
You
on,
still there,
Taz.
Chad? You still alive?
Read the line.
Ruka saying, read your line, Toga.
Eat your pee, Professor.
I'm just making a blatant sexual pass. Oh, okay. Good thing that's all cleared up. You take this as an opportunity to really let loose, showing off everything you've got in the sexy dance document department. Lank is a little bewildered. What are you doing? You're like, what aren't I doing? There's a fire on the dance floor and you struck a match. You're just fucking it up in here, really getting it, breaking it down, bopping and crumping and whatever. You're smashing your ass into everyone around you and getting hot and heavy with no fingers. There's a point where Lang has to step back, you presume, to properly behold your art in all its glory. But it soon becomes clear. But it soon becomes clear that it's not your prodigious dancing skills that have given him pause. You follow his startled gaze and see the cause for alarm. Branya is here and she looks pissed. Oh shit. Branya is still standing in the entryway contending with Ardata, and it looks like she hasn't caught sight of you yet. But Link isn't wasting any time. Before you realize what's happening, Link has you by the wrist and is hauling you away from the dance floor and off down the hallway. Lang finds safety in a bedroom. Respite block, you remind yourself, when you take stock of the conspicuous absence of any bed, and the presence of the revolting-looking slime cocoon in which trolls allegedly spend their repos. You hold each other in a tense and nervous silence pressed against the locked door. What feels like an eternity passes, your breath held. The sound of your blood rushing through your own ears is almost enough to drown out the music. Seconds turn to minutes and nobody comes to find you. It seems, for now, you've escaped Branya's notice. When you turn your head to look back at Link, you find he's been staring at you for some time. I haven't been able to take my eyes off you since the moment I first saw you. Okay, Toga. You're just so interesting. You freeze like a hare staring down a snake. Link lifts his hand to brush a thumb against your cheek, fingers curling under your shin. You meet his eyes. His pupils are so black. I want to know what it'd be like to kiss you. Someone in the comments is like, yeah, we're gonna get it on in our daughter's room, and I'm like legitimately scared that's about to happen here. Link's tongue darts out to wet his painted lips. Do you want to kiss me? Whoa. Well, you've already clicked on at least 2 mature content disclaimers to get this far.
Fuck.
So why the hell not?
Why the hell not? Lank leans in and presses his lips against yours. He kisses much more sweetly than he looks. His lips are soft and wet and taste like blackberries. This beats making out with a couple of greasy teens behind a dumpster, that's for sure. When one of his sharp fangs nicks your bottom lip, you don't even care. But when a drop of your blood beads out onto his invasive tongue, Lank draws back just an inch. You taste sharp and dangerous, like a weapon. Is that a good thing? It's not a bad thing.
Oh, okay. It's because
He's
of the iron in the blood.
Lank
He's
pulls-
absolutely going to pull a sword out of you. That's the next logical step.
It's true. Lank pulls back further. His hand slips from your cheek, and his fingers trail down your neck to the rest on your collar, thumb brushing against the thrum of your pulse. Oh God.
Well,
Is this
What's our viewer count like right now? Wow. 10 more than the last time I looked.
224 people? Guys, we're about to like pale a troll right now. So, kids get
Hey
out of
everyone! Hey everyone! We're all gonna get laid.
yay!
together, I guess.
226 people fit on Lank's butt.
Yeah. All right. Are you going for it or what?
Yeah. Have you ever paled before?
Oh!
Shit.
Okay, this is happening. Lank shrugs off his jacket and starts unbuttoning his shirt. Whoa. Is this really gonna go there? You're like,
Do you
well,
hear it? The sound that roars through the end of the world.
oh God. I'm sorry for all these Utena references, Kate.
It's all right. I just don't understand them.
You've never
one day.
you've never done any intercourse with a bucket, but it doesn't look like it even has one at the moment. That was apparently the wrong thing to say because Lank's face scrunches up in displeasure. Don't mock me. It's my first time. You figure laughing would constitute mocking him, so you don't, but the look you give him seems to say enough. Us Jades who live in the cloisters have been chosen for a very special duty. We're expected to adopt a chaste and ascetic life in service to the continuation of our species. And when we undergo our ordeals in our sent-off world, there's no such thing as sneaking out of the caverns. If I don't do this now, when? My life is nearly over. Will you help me feel alive? Holy crap. This is happening. But before you can answer, Branya's voice starts to rise shrill above the heavy music. Lank.
Lank.
That was good.
I know you're here. You need to come out and come home right now.
Lank leans in close to your ear. Shh. What will you do?
Oh my.
Oh God. Hang on, I need to save this.
Yeah, please do. Wait. Did you save?
I'm trying.
You can just scroll back even after an ending, right? Or
Oh.
you can press tab to fast forward to this choice again.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What are we doing first, everybody?
Call his mom. Call his mom.
Mom!
Yeah, Kaji needs to meet Branya. You rip Link's hand off your mouth and start yelling for Branya. What the fuck, dude? Link tries to scramble away from you to make some sort of last-ditch effort to escape, but it's no use. Branya hears you and comes running, furious. She hulks the locked door off its hinges before you can even get up to let her in. You duck flying chunks of alien architecture and scuttle off to avoid what you fear might be further alien fists.
Lank.
As angry as her voice is, some of the fury goes out of her face the moment her gaze lands on Lank's state of partial undress. She reflexively brings a hand up to shield her eyes.
What in the world?
Oh no, you broke up a little.
Okay. What in the world? Put your clothes right back on this instant, young man.
Lank freezes where he stands, apparently accepting that he's been caught. There's nowhere left to run if he doesn't intend to fling himself out the window. A sneer uncoils on his face. Oh, please, save the purity act. Like this is anything you haven't already seen a dozen times before. Branya's face goes bright jade.
What? What in the world are you implying? I would never.
Forget Linera. You've always been the craziest bitch in the whole cloister. You know you aren't actually our Lucis, right? Branya marches right up to Lank and slaps him hard across the face. Lank makes an undignified noise as he recoils from the blow. It looks like that really hurt. His face is stinging bright under the handprint. He forces out a strained laugh. My word, Branya. If you wanted to join us, all you had to do was ask.
Wow.
Damn, you wish you had some popcorn right now. You just kind of sit back and take it all in. Lank's invective has its apparent desired effect. Branya is all but steaming at this point, hands balled into fists at her side. You kind of want to say hi to your friend, but she's a little preoccupied, it seems.
I am not going to rise to your petty baiting. You know you're in the wrong here. 1, we've spoken time and time again about recklessly sneaking out into these parties, and now you're dragging Liner into your mess. 2, Liner has told me all about the things you've been saying and doing to her, and it's completely unacceptable, Lank. 3, you've had more than enough lectures about the way you treat your flushed quadrant partners, and it absolutely needs to stop. 4, you are coming back with me to the cloisters right now. When we're home, we're going to have one last serious talk about this. And if there aren't changes, there are going to be consequences.
Eventually, Branya's overbearing hollering seems to finally break Lank down. He sighs, shoulders slumped, and rolls his eyes. Fine, fine. Branya crosses her arms indignantly as she waits for Lank to finish fixing his clothes. Lank buttons his shirt, puts back on his jacket and his tie, and then he has to go retrieve his palm cusk, which he seems to have discreetly slid over to where you're standing. He casually saunters his way over, and instead of picking up his own device, snatches yours out of your hand. Hey, I've got to go, but let me give you my shitter information. Maybe we can pick up where we left off later, sweetheart. He did that fairly well. I figured he'd be more pissed at us. Branya stomps over to grab Link by the ear and drag him away. But not before he's finished putting his shitter contact into your palm husk. He shoves it back into your hand, mouths you a "see you later," and is then fully hauled out of the room. Hypocrite.
You need to shut your mouth.
And then they're gone. Friendship accomplished, you guess?
Huh.
Shitter mutuals.
Oh god.
MSPA
Bro.
reader.
I'm gonna need all sorts of fan art of this MSPA reader in this outfit, please.
Me
Give
too.
give me all of it. Please send it. Please at me. Please post it on Twitter and at me.
No, we still have another route
ending.
to see.
We gotta fuck him, guys.
We have to.
Just fellas, we gotta fuck that troll.
We have to.
Oh god. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that's fuck.
Oh boy, here we go. Kids, please leave now.
We've asked them to leave 7 times. They know. Leave.
You keep your mouth shut and wait for Branya to pass. She only shouts for a little while longer before the sound of her voice fades away. There are too many blocks in this hive for her to be trying to break down the door to every one, and she didn't look too closely at this one. You've lost her. When it becomes clear Branya is gone for good, Lank lets his hand fall away from your lips. You feel his smile against your ear. Where were we? You turn in Lank's arms and look up into his blazing eyes. How can you alien pale without a bucket? I don't mind doing it without one. Sometimes it can be fun to get a little messy, don't you think? You're like, were you just saying this was your first time? Link answers you with another kiss. This time he means business. Oh my god.
Wow.
Can't you go back to that?
I don't know if I can, but I'll try.
Roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Absolutely legendary. That's my new wallpaper background.
Oh my god.
Woo, you go all the way with the super slutty alien and then you slump onto the ground completely wasted. Maybe this all went kind of off the rails, but you have to admit it would have been a real shame if you got through this entire extraterrestrial adventure and never got to smash even a single alien. What would be the fucking point, honestly? This guy really did a whole number on you. You're lying spread-eagled on the floor as Link is putting his clothes back on. Man, this is probably your most accomplished friendship to date. You're not quite ready to move just yet. But since you and Link are such good chums now, you figure now's as good a time as any to ask for his shitter. Link seems surprised to even hear you speak. Huh? You want to add me on shitter? Yeah, you say. Isn't that what friends do? Oh. Sorry, I can't. My palm husk is broken right now. Link says, while typing away furiously on his palm husk. He doesn't even look down at you. You're like, but you're using it right now? Link rolls his eyes. I thought you would take the obvious hint. What obvious hint? Link huffs. Look, I was trying to be nice, but you just weren't that good, babe. I don't often ring the same bell twice, but if I were going to consider it, you'd have to show me a better performance than that. Whoa. Holy shit. That's that, you guess. Your lowest low. Your first time banging an alien and you couldn't even satisfy him. A little seed of worthlessness takes root inside of you and germinates so explosively that it fills you up until there's basically nothing left. You die of shame instantly.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
What a dick.
I love Bronya for trying to save us so hard.
The person in the chat just ejaculate and evacuate.
Yeet it and beat it.
I can
Now we do have one last thing that we gotta see.
Yeah, we gotta understand.
We do. Should I... Is that the end of Link's route? Or
Yeah.
is it going to do...
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
I know there's at least one thing besides the end of Link's route. But I don't know if the end of Link's route leads to the same thing. Okay. Do we want to understand?
We do.
Yes.
Yes. Of course you do. Your sort of creature always does. This text box is different, and I don't like it. I think I know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
Oh.
You're worn out. Last night was... Well, it sure was something. You lived, probably. You learned, definitely. You made choices. You had to. And after all this time, here you still are. So after a day of recuperation from ragers and houses of horror, you're out walking the streets of the place you may as well start calling home. You've changed out of your party gear, opting for your old hoodie standby. It fits the mood you're in. You're not really looking to meet anyone new tonight. Well, like, you wouldn't say no, probably. But you're not jonesing for it. Only a little. It's complicated. After an indeterminable amount of minutes of aimless walking, you look around at where you've ended up. You seem to have wandered into a dirt pile. Or, oh, you know this dirt pile. It's Fozer's corpse field. How did you get here, you wonder? You're pretty sure you were just on the other side of the city with no particular desire to come anywhere near here. It's probably fine. Just your deep, innate bro-honing skills taking over your goddamn body. Just little friendship things. You look around for your pal Fozer, peeking down into a few of the deeper holes. Kate, are you still there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I have a sense that I know who we're going to speak to now. So, do you want to take over MSPA reader's text, and I'll take over
Yeah,
that?
for sure.
All right, because
All
I
right.
need water.
Okay. You might as well say hello since you're here and all. Holy shit, that again? Curiosity killed the cat, but you've definitely got more than 9 lives. You shrug and slide, not gracefully, down into the shiny hole. Fozzer is nowhere to be found, but there is a window down here.
God.
It's almost completely unearthed, and it doesn't take much effort to free it the rest of the way. At first, you think it might be some cool new trash you can make art with, but when you look closer, you reconsider. There's a whole ass room you can see through the pane of glass laying at your feet. That's weird. Weirdness isn't typically a deterrent for you, but usually there's at least some causational coherence. Doors are in walls, walls surround rooms. You aren't used to finding parlors in ditches. Is there a latch or something? Should you do a polite little knock? There must be friends in there. Damn, you could really go for some friends right now. Is there protocol for approaching ditch window?
Allow me to stop you there. I am a timeless being of the void, but even my patience has its limits. Fun is fun, but this frivolous navel-gazing is no longer necessary. Come in from behind the shadow of that narrative text. It's so very hard to see your face.
You aren't sure where you are, and it's unsurprisingly a little nerve-wracking. You look over your shoulder at the window, you guess you just fucking came on through. The Alternian sky is framed by the edge of your dirt hole, and the knot in your stomach loosens a bit. Hopefully that means this is a two-way portal.
Tess?
You turn to look at your surroundings, and oh, there's someone here. The guy you just heard, you assume. He doesn't look like any of the other aliens you've met.
He's here, guys. Oh, I'm not an alien, or no more than any of us are alien to each other. In fact, nothing is alien to me. The root concept behind that term is alienation, being forced from that which is natural. Nothing is unnatural to me. I look upon all realities as equally inviting and approachable. It's you, my dear, who are out of place. I could see that even if I was not omniscient, which I am. He's back, baby.
I forgot how much I hated him.
Okay, so not an alien. With no horns or a cast sign, though, he's definitely not a troll. Whoever he is, he seems to be white. Just really white. And round, and his outfit is, admittedly, kind of dope. Looking at him really ramps up your friend thirst. He's just got this quality about him you've got to get with. You take a step towards him, almost without thinking about it.
Oh, my apologies.
You did it?
I'm on stream. That compulsion has become extraneous. Let me take care of it for you. He snaps his fingers and your knees buckle. The force of the universe presses down on you like G-force.
You can run.
You
Um,
blink, and somehow he's there immediately, arms outstretched to catch you as you fall. He steers you to a chaise lounge, and you drape yourself weakly onto it.
Please, have a seat. The emotional transition might be a tad uncomfortable, but I know you've handled worse. You're quite the soldier. Allow me to be the first to say that I am very pleased with your work. Oh god, he was the white text at the start of all of them. I'm terrified. I knew exactly what you were going to do, of course. And most of your work was, in fact, my work. Regardless, congratulations are in order.
What is this guy talking about? Your work? You try to parse what he's saying, but your body is still shaking from whatever he just did to you, and it's hard to think in here. You suddenly, sharply, don't feel friendly toward him at all anymore, or toward anyone. The void left by that feeling is a freshly gaping horror. It's like who you thought you were caved in half, a black hole of personality eating your body up from the inside. You try to pull your shit together. He seems like he means business. This is no time to lose it, no matter if your sense of self is shattering.
When you truly reflect on yourself, you surely can't, with any honesty, claim to believe any of this was by your own making. Crash landing on a hostile alien world, surviving the impact, dragging around a half-broken body and somehow not immediately being eaten by local fauna. Did you learn an alien language just by thinking about it very, very hard?
Right. Malak said something about that you were speaking perfect Alternian. And it was kind of weird, but you kind of just accepted it. For no good reason. That's your whole deal. Your friends all accepted your quirks. That's what friends do. You say it to convince yourself as much as to prove it to him.
So many trolls, so many fascinating aliens, and all of them wanted to know you. Did you really think you managed that on your own laurels? Were they all drawn to an indefinable something? Je ne sais quoi?
Well, yeah, you had this whole emotional arc. You got self-confidence. You grew as a person and helped others to grow. The white text guy doesn't...
Go for it.
Sorry. The white text guy doesn't make expressions, but you get the feeling he's looking at you pityingly.
I find you sweet. Honestly, I do. I don't intend to cause emotional injury. I'm just telling you the truth. I never lie, you'll find.
Oh, yes, you fucking do!
It isn't like you don't have admirable qualities of your own, of course. You have made quite the valuable vessel for me, and I appreciate that very much. I could not have done it without you. I am only joking. I absolutely could have done it without you. It is just infinitely more fun to do these things together, is it not? What things?
What things?
Go.
What
Sorry.
did he do? What did you do? You hope you didn't do something that would fuck over all your friends. So when you try to think about them now, the bonds you felt before come up all twisted. Without the artificial friendship drive he'd given you pushing you forward, you're not even sure what these memories are supposed to feel like. You close your eyes and breathe. You try to remember the way Polypa touched your face after you touched hers, her claws trailing down your cheek. How Tizius slept, trusting as you kept watch. How Tagora gave you a chance when you thought he saw something in you you didn't even see in yourself. How, not that long ago, you got the chitter handle of an extremely friendly Jade Blood boy. Those moments are like the memory of warmth to you now. Blurry, cold, and out of reach. Was all of that nothing? Your heart is a chasm.
Don't worry so much about it. I simply needed some dots connected, some pieces in place for my next move. Choose whichever metaphor suits you. Whichever way you frame it, because of you, everyone will soon be in their right place.
Shit, what have you done? Your head starts to spin and you think you might cry, so you pull your hood up over your head to block out the harsh green of the room. You try to imagine it still smells a little like Malak. It doesn't. It doesn't smell like anything really, but you remember what it smelled like at first, and you hold on to that. It was real, you tell yourself. Your friends were real, and what you felt for them and with them was real too. You're so afraid for them, and as guilty as you feel for craving it, the fear just makes you need those feelings you felt before even more. You're clawing desperately for the euphoria of caring, of being cared for. Who cares if your hand was forced? You felt it, and it still mattered. Matters. You remember how you felt watching Chixie perform, bathed in light and righteous anger, and also how you drunkenly commiserated with her later when, no, that's not right. That didn't happen. Except you still remember how hungover you were the next day. Just when you started making sense of things, the whole fucking world shifts under your feet again. You just can't keep up with this moving real estate in your brain.
Ah, yes, all of the resets. Annoying, but necessary. You are just indescribably bad at keeping yourself alive and in one piece, and you weren't quite as adept at befriending aliens to start out with. My intervention was necessary to keep you on the right path. Time and space mean very little to me, but I had to move quickly and, again, repeatedly. Swipe some incriminating note-taking here, befriend an impressionable young upstart there, anger a polar bear, inspire some bandits, you know how it is. You have to throw the temporal spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. I'm sure if you look back, you will be able to see traces of my deft touch. Jesus Christ. So a few memories may have slipped through the cracks here and there. Timelines tend to collapse in on each other if you aren't careful. Your ability to mentally withstand such an event, and so often, is a testament to my acumen in choosing you for the task. You even almost caught on a few times, which I must say I was not expecting. You almost listened to the silly little girl who likes to dress up in big coats and cause me trouble. And as always, some bystanders end up caught in the crossfire. The one with the shovel, for instance. I doubt his mind will ever be the same. A pity.
You sit up straighter and clench your hands into fists. Over the course of his pompous monologuing, you move past fear and grief onto one deep, globe-chafing rage. How dare he do this to your mind, to your friends' lives? What was so important that one white orb asshole had to fuck with the destinies of everyone you've grown to care about? There are answers out there and you deserve them, and so you demand them.
Adorable.
Yikes. You shift on the chaise lounge, so it was better to hide your famous legs from this creepy round fucker.
Oh, calm down. All of you and your adherence to societal expectations and archetypes. Perhaps one day you could just learn to take a compliment. Besides, I was being condescending. So you demand answers.
He sighs theatrically. You aren't sure where the noise is coming from. He doesn't have a mouth. How is he even talking? How the fuck does anything work at all?
I knew you would, but I find explaining myself incredibly tedious. Suffice it to say, I am a man with many boards and fields of play, and although there are countless ways to move the players around the boards, some are doubtlessly more entertaining than others. You were simply one pawn among many. I won't bore you with the details. Doubtless you are aware of the greater contextual framework of this story.
The hell you are? You aren't aware of jack shit. Your head is full of question marks.
Oh, of course. How thoughtless of me. See, yet another unfortunate side effect of the limitless conversing with the narratively limited.
He taps a thumb and forefinger to his orb.
Perhaps it would suit you better to understand gradually. And when I say gradually, please understand that I mean it. You won't be leaving. But yes, I do believe this will clarify some things for you. This way, please.
He opens a door and gestures inside. There's light coming from in there, but it still goes off the vibe of a dark closet door in an unfamiliar bedroom at 3 a.m. You're afraid, yeah, but you want to understand even more. You stand up and take a step, conscious of the movement of the muscles in your leg. With the rosy sheen of your friendship hypnosis or whatever the fuck he did to you gone, the sensation of moving your own body feels heightened, important, yours. There's probably a version of you that would try to turn him down, or that would fight or run or take a nap on this surprisingly comfortable piece of antique furniture. You even consider rushing back to say goodbye to somebody, anybody at least, but you know there isn't time to click through all that bullshit. These tributaries flicker in your mental periphery, so tangible that you can almost see yourself choosing one, but you pull your focus back to your present and look him right in the orb. You just have to trust that they'll remember you, because the you you've become after this journey, after all this friendship and growth and death and time, that you needs to understand. You owe it to your friends, but even more, you owe it to yourself.
I can't believe the MSPA protagonist is about to read Homestuck.
You found your river and you're going to see where it leads. So you follow.
Uh-oh.
Doc Scratch's curse extends.
Okay.
I said so you follow him. Sorry, did you hear me?
Okay, there you go. There you go. You robotize for a bit.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Sit
Oh.
here.
So there's like this comic that I want you to read.
Sit here, please. In the interest of expediency, I will leave you to your own devices while I go deal with an unexpected with an expected but entirely unwanted guest.
Oh my god.
It shouldn't be too hard to parse out the truth on your own.
Fuck.
All you need to do is read a brief webcomic. What just happened?
That's it?
That's it.
That's
Oh
it.
my god.
That's all we get.
No,
That's it?
that's it.
Straight up?
Oh, it opened. It opened.
Did it open Homestuck?
It opened Homestuck.
In the browser?
It opened Homestuck on my browser.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I guess
my
I should make
God.
sure nothing is different. No,
Probably
it
not.
just goes to thing. So I guess the Friendsim Protag is canon.
Friendsim Protag is the canon MSPA reader.
Oh my god.
Okay. That was a hoot. Oh my god. What the
So this was a prequel the whole time, and now the Friendsim Protag goes through the whole experience of reading Homestuck.
What the fuck, man?
So it literally just opens Homestuck. That's all.
Oh
That's
my
all that
God.
happens.
you, you know those memes with Todd Howard where like buy it again? It's just Hussey but saying read it again.
Yep. Oh, huh.
Oh.
There's achievements here, but it doesn't have, like, it doesn't. Do you guys see this? Like, it doesn't have the thing.
What thing?
Like the achievement boxes aren't filled in. Like these over here are filled in with the actual endings. Does anything change if I get all the befriendments?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
I'm scared that the answer is yes.
And you actually can't.
You broke up there, Kate.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Kate, you're breaking up really bad. You're probably gonna have to type that.
Yeah, we can't hear you at all right now. Like you're like super slow.
People in chat are saying that there's bugs right now with the with that screen.
Oh, with the achievements?
With the achievement stream?
Yeah. I've seen a few people say that there's bugs.
Okay.
Okay, so nothing happens if you go through them all, according to this.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So the epilogue only plays if you we paid $18 to read Homestuck. Yeah. Doc Scratch killed Kate.
hold up, maybe she'll reconnect.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because, like, I want to talk about Lang.
Yeah,
But,
Lank was a lot.
Kate has to.
Yeah, bye, Nerdorama. Next video comes out tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Jeez. So, hey, I guess we're still fucking trapped in the false world of Yaltabaoth.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no escape.
That sucks. That's kind of a drag.
It sure does.
Okay, so answer me, the uninformed person. How does the friend sim relate to Hive?
It's set like a couple of days before Hive Swap. is basically what we've heard, more or less. So, Doc Scratch said that basically he used the MSPA protagonist to manipulate all of the trolls to like put all the pieces in place, presumably for Hive Swap, since he's already involved in events in Hive Swap. The credits. People want me to look at the credits. What's at the credits?
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
Yeah.
Wait, which specific track was the end of Friendvangelion?
I don't know. I think that one was from Nikki's route from the last volume.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm just lying in bed right now.
I'm so
Marvis's theme, clown fucker. Amazing. Amazing.
Homestuck just got the aesthetic down. One of these is Karako's theme is just an ASCII picture
ASCII.
of Bowsette. ASCII picture of Bowsette.
Fantastic. So that ending felt. My hot take is that ending felt a lot to me like some of what happens in Trickster mode.
How do you mean?
In that it revealed. Well, okay, so like it seems to reveal that like all along you have been playing not as MSPA reader, but as Doc Scratch playing as MSPA reader.
Like it was all under his control, and you were kind of like just a cipher.
And it's interesting, like it sort of implies. Well, no, it kind of directly states that basically, like your choices were essentially pointless, which is something that obviously this whole franchise plays with a lot, but it's something I especially associate with like the mini games in Trickster mode, which are so aggressively pointless and stupid and unpleasant.
Yes.
It's just like really rubbing your face in how meaningless they are. And then you get to the end and find out that you dropping people so quickly as I talk about this. Oh my god.
I mean, we're
like,
done playing.
Yeah, we're done.
yeah, fair. It's like it's interesting that at the end it literally switches to it switches roles out so that now the player box is the border is being controlled by Doc Scratch, and quote unquote you are in the position of like the not agentic fucking troll that you would normally be friend-mancing. So it's playing a lot with. I feel like it's playing a lot with agency in a way that is similar, kind of uncomfortable and unsettling. Like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, what it's really reminding me of, not to keep talking about Utana, but it does really remind me of the way that the entirety of that recap episode, in which some bad shit happens, is shot from a first person perspective, putting you in this position of culpability for what's happening. And this is sort of doing the same thing. I feel like it's also putting you in a first person position of manipulating all of these characters and even sort of manipulating MSPA reader themselves.
Yeah.
It's unsettling and kind of disturbing.
It is. It's interesting that Doc Scratch basically says that he like inserted a character trait into the MSPA reader to accomplish
Mm.
this manipulation, especially because it gets described as like a rosy tint when the reader gets rid of it. So that
Mm.
seems very hard coded. That feels explicitly like the like Doc Scratch is manipulating the MSPA reader through heart, which
Mhm.
is
Oh, that's
fascinating.
interesting. That's very AR.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Yes, everyone do academic work on Homestuck. I encourage this greatly.
Me too. Please do it and then at me about it.
Yes, it needs to happen because like academia needs to be aware of how important this project is to like uh so many different things. So many. Yes. Yes. Give us your graduate papers on Homestuck.
Yeah. Um well, the what the MSPA reader is being uh in inserted into like is not like they're not being given relationships. They're being given a single character trait, which is an intense desire for friendship. And
Mm-hmm.
like the character traits are more of like a heart thing. Like it's an aspect of the self of like the reader's identity. You can't donate yet. I might set that up in the future. Like this was like a very impromptu thing just because Kate's stream went down. But I might do it again more in the future because this went pretty well. We had a really good time, I think. Let me know if you guys had a good time with this in the chat
Well,
and you guys.
has Kate said anything while coming back?
Kate has not been online, so
Okay, I guess
Well,
for now.
what?
I guess they're kind of fucked for now.
Yeah, it happens. We can
Doc
start talking.
Scratch's malice.
Yeah, let's just talk about Lank. Oh my fucking god, what the fuck? Like, okay, the fucking like you know what he just made me think of? Like during the like ooh soft boy route. He just
What?
made me think of like fucking Nick Robinson.
Mm,
Um. Yeah.
hmm.
Like
Can't.
that shitty anime boy aesthetic. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're trying so hard to be like
It
super
was
deep
just.
and like super relatable.
It was so weird because why did he like? Was it just the atmosphere in the room that changed how he responded to her? Like.
That's the thing. Like, I because you agree to our data is like, oh no, I'm a baby. I can't be seeing mature content. Like, was that entire route just a big fucking joke? You know. But then it's hard to say that because like you get some really good piece of like character development for Led. What's her full name again?
Linera.
Linera. Like when she reads her poem, like shit, that's some heavy shit. Real good. This is my girl.
Yeah. Yeah, Crazy Monkey had a good point that Lank
What?
was described as an emotional vampire, so maybe he does literally feed off the people in his surroundings and
Hmm.
like acts like a chameleon that way. I was
Mm,
gonna say, the intense binary between how he behaves is interesting to me because he's a life player, and like one of the pet theories that I've been holding on to recently is that life has an element of duality inherent to it
mm,
that's represented by the orange snake that's inside the lollipop that Jane
Hmm.
has, and it's basically like if Doom is about binaries and like the fate that you're given. then life seems to be about like what you imposed into reality, and it like
Mm.
is basically to do with the binary of good and evil. So like
Mhm.
if you compare Jane to Crocker Tier Jane, for example, like those are very intensely different characters morally. Like when Jane goes off the deep end, she like really goes off the deep end. And then you have the Pixies girls, which like Feferi has an instinct to do good for people, and Mina
Mhm.
has an instinct to do bad to them. And you know, like Feferi doesn't necessarily know how to do that in a healthier way. It's just that like their core instincts are like different, and like that
Yeah.
speaks to me a lot about what's going on with Link.
God, and like how you mentioned like their fairy archetype, it's just God, like it's one of those things where like it's clear, but it's not super clear until you say it. Of like, the fairy being the good fairy and Mina being the bad fairy, and just the whole like, they they like fairies are usually like consorts to other people, and they're just like the ones leading them to specific paths, because Mina absolutely leads people to like stupid ass fucking paths.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting that when Jane goes off the deep end, she goes off the deep end in a very similar way to Lank. That that's another kind of element that she flips between a very similar kind of gosh golly gee soft girl preemptively grandmotherly aesthetic to I'm going to use you as baby fuel. Like it goes quickly between this kind of affected innocence,
Mm-hmm.
like exaggerated innocence, and uh the unthreateningness
Mm-hmm.
to extremely sexually aggressive and exploitative.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, which honestly feels kind of it feels like kind of accurate to a certain kind of like repressed teen experience.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, I do think it's notable that a lot of Link, like Link is an incredible jerk here. I don't want to like soften that blow at all, but like
Mm-hmm.
he is still being treated with some humanity. Like a lot of his attitude seems to come down to like he feels like his life is over, like he said. Like he feels like once he grows up and like leaves Alternia, he's going
Mm-hmm.
to just like not have a life anymore basically. So he's
Mm-hmm.
kind of desperate to feel alive at all.
Though I do wonder how like sincere that is, given that like in the other path, he's pretty obviously way more experienced than he's claimed, and is saying some things just to seduce you, essentially.
Mm.
Um yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean,
It's
either way, it just seems like he's trying to experience his life to the fullest, basically, and he's not willing to. He's willing to break rules and
mm-hmm.
skirt the edge of morality to be able to do that. Is the loose sense that I've gotten from him.
Yeah.
Um, which is the best troll? I don't know. You guys met a lot of trolls. Who do you think was your favorite?
Wait, are you asking the chat or are you asking us?
You guys.
Oh,
I mean, so far, like Demon is pretty high up there. Like,
he's
come on, he's my
he was
friend.
great.
He's my buddy.
He's good.
just drugs on my wiener. Just
He was pretty great.
incredible.
I don't know if I can pick a favorite friend sim troll. I wasn't expecting to fall in love with all the trolls so hard. but I did, and it's a lot.
Also, like we do have. I need to like. I mean, you could tell Kate, but like her reading of our data just made me absolutely love the character.
Yeah,
That was great. Yeah.
that was amazing. I'm not turning off the chat just yet. I'm updating FriendSim because it looks like there was an update. I don't know if it does anything.
Uh-huh.
Of the ones that we saw tonight, I don't know. I really like
Wow.
Jesus. I really like Jesus. These trolls are fine, but they're basically the work of the devil, and I love God and Jesus.
Yeah.
It's correct. It's true.
Turns chair around backwards. This Homestuck stuff is nice, but have you ever thought of getting stuck in the home of the Lord?
we,
It's
we need it after that.
I mean that riff was kind of on point because I do actually like I like Cloister Nun Girl quite a bit. She was very sweet. I hope that she has a better life, which is dumb because this is Alternia and they're all gonna have horrible lives. But
Mhm.
like I want good things for her. I want her to be able to get out of her shell a bit more. I want her to stay far away from creepy vampire dudes, you know.
Yeah, the usual
Like
things that you hope for.
yes, yeah. I thought that I liked the poems were good because they were not great poems. They were clearly like teen poems, but I liked her teen poem a lot.
Yeah,
It was not
emotional.
as turgid as vampire dudes.
Yeah, like Lank's entire thing was like it started like it seemed like it was just like slam poetry, but
Mm.
then it just devolved into like normal poetry, like where things, there's lyrical rhymes and all that. And then it was just so long and so pointless.
Yep.
Savage. But true, yeah. It like I don't know. There were bits that I was like into, but it was definitely like extremely overly serious teen poetry, you know?
Hmm.
Which I've been going through old notebooks because I'm back in the US for the first time in 5 years from my teen years and looking at my own teen poetry. So
Yep.
boy, teens really take a lot of things seriously. I think that's my takeaway from this playthrough was like, boy, I'm glad I'm not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, you know what? This is bringing back a lot of memories and they're all bad.
Yep. Same. Do you think that once Homestuck is finished, we will see the MSPA reader again? Hopefully. I mean, anything's possible. What's MSPA reader gonna do next? Is there any way they can get out from under Scratch's grip? I hope so.
Find out next
They're
time.
kind of homestuck right now.
I guess the last time we see MS Paint Adventure Reader is probably have mental breakdown, right? Like
I
I
think
think that's
so.
the last time.
Yep.
God.
Friendsim 2, Friends on Earth seat, please. Let him be free. I don't think he quite committed suicide. I think they thought about it once they got to MSPA reader. Mental breakdown. Did they?
It's suggested that's where it's headed. I think Vriska interrupts it before that happens, which is interesting because like that could mean that it's a literal interruption of that happening. I mean, we continue reading unless we don't, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's maybe it's symbolic of us like losing the will to give a shit about.
Also, who was the expected but unwanted visitor to Scratch while he was talking to us?
It's gotta be Jack, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
Is the timeline not? Wait, I guess it depends on how the timeline.
Yeah, no, I think this is too soon for it to be Jack during Homestuck. Because the events of Hype Swap seem to be designed to set up Homestuck. Like, Feferi isn't the heiress here. It's
Right. Okay. I mean, it's also early for Lord English, but he is already here. So like,
Yeah, but he wouldn't be an unwanted visitor.
yeah, true. Could be Andrew Hussey.
I guess it could be Hussey, I guess. Again. What about the rebellion building? Someone asked what about the rebellion, but I don't really know what they're asking in particular. I guess it could have been the rebellion. If...
Oh. That's...
Oh, the first actual expected but unwanted was the reader coming in with the disc when it got scratched.
Huh. Can you post links in the chat? Can you post a link to that?
I mean, that's something someone said in the chat, but yeah.
That's what I
post a
mean.
link if you
Can the chat person post a link
Yeah.
potentially?
And someone else pointed out that fenestrated walls connect through time. So yeah, it's entirely possible it could be taking place during Homestuck. I forgot about that. Homestuck's a lot always. So you guys only played like either one or none of the friend sim routes. So what do you think? What are you thinking right now?
I'm
Wait.
thinking that you're a bastard and a fucker.
And that I'm right
Well-
about everything, and you should have played the friend sim sooner when I told you to.
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah. Fuck you. You're a fucking garbage idiot.
I am really happy that Homestuck is continuing to Homestuck.
Yeah,
It's-
absolutely. Oh
It's
my
only
god.
homestucking more, if anything.
Yeah, it can always get worse,
It really can.
as the master has pointed out.
Yeah.
if it hasn't gotten better yet, it probably won't. But it can always get worse, and that's something we can all look forward to.
Yep.
Like, hold on.
But
We just
like,
make you a graph here, Taz.
it really is like it feels very it
What?
feels like it's doing exactly the kind of just nonsense that I came to Homestuck for.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fourth wall breaks and the meta narratives, ridiculous jokes and how uncomfortable things are, and like there's a lot going on, and also like the layers of like thematics and what do we make of this stuff, and just the really really good core of teens who are fucked up and in bad situations hurting each other. Which is like, I mean, I think that the fact that the disclaimer, the liability notice in this story specifically is like, this is challenging narrative. Like,
Yeah, and it was delivered so humorously. I was not expecting it. We reinvent Homestuck in the form of FriendSim. I mean, yeah, Homestuck's been fundamentally redefined because MSPA Reader is like a defined character with relationships and a stake in the plot now. So it's like Homestuck is now like a lesser work without the FriendSim, is how I'm gonna put it.
It just gave you a graph of like when you said that Homestuck has only Homestuck more, not that Homestuck is Homestucking. And that's just what it showed in my mind.
Yeah, that is Homestuck now. I wish I could show it to the chat. And yeah, Homestuck is now technically a visual novel, which is really what we should have been calling it all along, probably.
I can't. Yeah, you can't embed images on the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna post it on Twitter.
yeah, no, that's a good image though. That's yeah,
It's how it be.
Homestuck continues to increase.
yeah. I wish Kate was here. I want her takes. Yeah, so I don't. Do you guys have any other questions?
No, I mean, this whole thing was just gonna be something that. Okay, first, fine. I have checked the other friend sims. I know that I do, and I admit that like a fucking loser. And
Never forget, you're here forever.
but also, just this is the kind of thing that's gonna have like you're gonna have to sit and digest it over time and redigest it
Yeah,
until you can come to like a more complete thing.
definitely. Oh, Rob mentioned something interesting. Joey and Zephyros using the Shara portal to take MSPA Reader to Earthsea. So, this didn't occur to me until just now, but there was no actual mention of the other trolls forgetting MSPA Reader, so they might still remember them. It might just be like this weird alien that they all have in common that like helps set the infrastructure for the rebellion eventually. And if that's the case, then they might all have a reason to eventually work together to try and save the alien in Hive Swap. And that might be what like that might be part of the stakes, is like trying to save the MSPA Reader from Doc Scratch to take them to Earthsea as well. Like they might be part of the group that escapes Alternia to Earthsea. That would be cool.
Yeah. Also, I have a question. Is like okay, so we have Earth A, B, and C, and Earth C sounds exactly like the novel series, Earth C. Is that on purpose? I wonder.
That had not occurred to me. I haven't read much of Ursula K. Le Guin, but if it is, then I'm going to be extremely fascinated because I've heard she's a hell of a writer.
I just hear that novel being touted as like really good fiction.
At least the first two books which I've read are very good. Yes. I mean, I don't see a lot of connection personally between the two. It's a very
but Earthsea is still like a lot of a blank slate. So like like there's still a lot of room for us to learn about it. So
I think I'm putting my money on it's a coincidence, but I will say that like because of the open-endedness and vastness of Homestuck,
yes,
I think that there's definitely things that you can see in parallel. Just based on the first two books, for example, it seems like Earthsea is also a series that is continuously sort of in dialogue with itself and swerving off in directions that you wouldn't expect. Like the Tomes of Atuan is a very different book, I think, than A Wizard of Earthsea, and it feels different in a way that's kind of responsive.
Mhm. That's
And
interesting.
I think that, like, I don't know that it's like anything other than a coincidence,
Mhm.
but it is kind of interesting that they're both series like that. And I think that part of why that has stuck around so long, and part of why there's still 133 people watching us talk about Homestuck is because Homestuck and A Wizard of Earthsea both have that quality of continual reinvention and
Yeah.
reconsideration. They're vibrant in a way that a lot of franchises, frankly, are not.
Mhm.
Yeah. How many fenestrated planes does Doc Scratch own? Too many. Any amount that allows him to look at us or anything ever.
Doc Scratch is not valid.
He's not. He's the most not valid. Um, um, what else? The Earths are the Earth A is the one with John, Jade and Dave, and it's also where Joey Claire grows up and where Hive Swap takes place. Earth B is the one with Dirk, Roxy, Jane, and Jake, and then Earth C is actually Earth B, but they just move it over to the new universe that the kids make at the end of Homestuck, and then they just name it Earth C and live there.
And I guess Earth D, if you accept, if you posit a separate timeline for Calliope and Caliborn, that would be Earth D, which is also Earth B, but from a
Even
different
further,
timeline.
it's even further down the timeline, unless you think it's in
Yeah.
a different one. We don't quite know that yet.
Mhm.
But yeah, Zebra is not less valid than Doc Scratch because Doc Scratch has the power to actually make things better on Alternia, at least plausibly, and Zebra's just like a dumb teenager.
That it's always important to keep that in mind, I think, with
Yeah.
any of the kids in any of these things.
Homestuck and Alternia and Hive Swap are all about systems of power and
Yeah.
how they shape the people that are confined by them and what it means for someone to set up systems that are that violent.
Yeah, like Doc Scratch and Akio and fucking, I guess, uh, Gendo Ikari is another example of this kind of person. Like, they're always going to be in sort of a different category than the kids that are the main characters of these stories because they are much more powerful. Like,
Mhm.
I think that's always something really important to keep in mind is that it's not just an issue of age and maturity, though it is that, but it's also an issue of like who has material power within society.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I'd say people like Doc Scratch are way more culpable
Yeah.
than a
Homestuck
teenager could possibly be.
Homestuck is very complicated, and Kate is right in saying that Link owns. He was legit amazing. He was problematic, sure, whatever. But
Imagine.
he was like very complicated and like depicted in a very human or
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
he's a fucking jackass asshole, but he's pretty human.
a very sentient, complicated being sort of way, so that I'm not
Yeah.
like troll racist or something. Um,
Like you can see how a person gets like that under
Yeah.
Yeah.
particular social pressures.
yeah. We did mention Vriska a little bit when our data came up. But yeah,
Over that.
Too
Over
many,
that.
too many Friskas.
there were
Just so
so many
good.
Vriskas.
There's so many.
Yeah. All right. We've been at this for like 3.5 hours.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
I think I'm gonna wrap this up now. But thanks for
Yeah.
joining us, everybody. Thank you, Kaji and Sam, for
Yes.
joining me on such short notice, and Kate for doing her best to join us through like a literal apocalypse over in Seattle.
Just getting sort of crowbarred into this.
Yeah. Um,
God, some real crazy clown antics you were pulling tonight, my dude.
yeah.
But it was fun.
Today was great. I might be streaming more often if this worked out for everybody.
Mhm.
And next video comes out tomorrow. It's on Delta Root.
Alright.
So look forward to that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bye
Sweet.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.